And howdy, folks. Welcome to Adventures in Alberon at our new time, 7 o'clock Eastern Standard. This is our D&D game. Man, I'm like all thrown off now because everything is different. We have a different interface, clearly. But my name is Joe. I'm the Dungeon Master this and every evening. And joining me, I have my friends, Matt, Hannah, Alana, and Tina. Dan, unfortunately, is not with us yet. He may be joining us. He may not. There are some car issues afoot. So, Dan, we hope that you arrive. So it's been a couple of weeks, and I just want to make sure that we can recap everybody on a couple of things. But before we do that, a couple of announcements. Last night we had Session 10 of Mosaic Team 5, which is our original Starfinder campaign. It is a space western space opera, a little bit in the vein of Cowboy Bebop. It was a entire session that was supposed to be the beginning of a 2-day R&R, and it was really very much... It was a lot of civil engagement, a lot of going door to door.
Good use of our days off.
You guys made 10,000 stickers. Yeah, it was something. So next week, Mosaic Team 5 Session 11 is going to be starting off on a little bit more of an interesting, or at least fast-paced foot. But tune in. That is going to be at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard on Thursday. Also, we have a website, alberonrpg.com. It has been updated quite frequently and pretty heavily now at this point. Our entire story so far has been posted. That is now linked by episode going forward from your first session in, because it was kind of like this the new group timeline. I'm switching the way that we're doing the history. Also, writing it was really hard. So, so that's now posted on the website. Also, Alberon RPG is our username on a whole bunch of different Instagrams.
All the
Instagrams. Everybody's Instagram has us there.
This is the Instagrams that the kids use these days.
Yeah.
Is that the TikToks?
I can't even figure that out. So, yeah, it's kind of Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, basically everything that, like, if you're a little bit, probably like 10 years younger than me, you don't use. But all those things, Alberon RPG, that is our username. There's a lot of hand-drawn maps, for instance. If I bring up the battle cam, you can see there is actually, I could do even a close-up. Look at that. So we have, big maps like this that have a lot of detail. And why are you pointing at people?
I'm trying to focus it.
Oh, yeah, it does that thing sometimes. Anyways, we have maps like that. We have a lot of hand-drawn maps. We have props. There was a whole conspiracy theory chart that came out yesterday.
Oh, that was awesome.
Those things are really difficult to see on the cameras. We do our best, but you can see them on Instagram and things like that at Alberon RPG. And then finally, we use Sirenscape for sound effects, music, various things like that. If it's not something that we are making, it is Sirenscape, which is a digital tool set that allows Dungeon Masters to access like millions of different sounds. You can fall into it and get lost. For everything from forest battles to serene town squares to less serene town squares, like you'll see in just a moment. But Sirenscape is a great digital tool set, so check that out. And with that, we can jump into our recap. Give me just one moment. Howdy, Talon. And Talon, I will send out your shirt also. I have to double check, but yeah, congratulations, Talon, on redeeming your points for a Mosaic Team 5 shirt. So, adventurers.
We got there.
All day yesterday was Matt messing me up.
There it is.
It was him changing off camera right in front of everybody on the table.
You loved that.
Us cutting in for break and Matt shoving food into his mouth so he could barely talk. It was stuff like that the whole time. Adventurers, last that we played. Your group soared across the Sunchoker Chain, the central group of mountains that spreads down Central Dominion, the continent that you're on. You moved across the Idlewild, the beautiful plains, now sort of flowing with flowers and other more dangerous creatures, though you did not see any as you passed. After that, you drifted out and towards Nocturne, decided that you would approach by sea rather than by a very conspicuous flying ship, the only one of its kind on the continent. And as you took a very long time floating through the ocean, trying to figure out how can we tell people who we are, merchants, you decided. What kind of merchants? We'll be fishmongers that go to the opium den. There were many plans that you made, none of them good. But at the last second, after you guys took roughly 2 hours to talk about it, Eleanor, you lost your willpower, and the group of you turned into a cove and hid your ship before walking by foot into the city. That was a long, long time. You all went to the Madrak district, the district that you, Akka, are from. Unlike other parts of the walled city of Nocturne, which is built very much like it's based off of the walled city of Kowloon, so very vertical with interiors that really you have no light or no natural light in certain areas. But you went to the Madrak, and here, unlike many of the other districts, there is wide open space. Many of the ceilings and floors and individual compartments carved away to create a feeling of openness in what is a Goliath-dominated district. The Goliath displaced from the events of the Somber Crusade to the south. You had a drink entering a bar that you were familiar with, and upon making your way past the weirdly observant, unobservant bouncers, you discovered that there was quite a bit at foot here in the city of Nocturne. For instance, Eleanor, you are now wanted. This poster handed to all of you, relatively fresh, that you, Akka, have in your possession after trading a coin. You learn that a war was being waged, maybe less strong terms, amongst the factions of the underworld here in Nocturne, now that Brita had taken over a significant portion of the Alley of Everdusk, the sort of central area that crime operates around here. You woke after finding some sleep, bothering Aga, the woman who, I guess, really didn't raise you, but somebody that you grew up around. And as much as this community raised people by, sort of by community, Aga was sort of a maternal figure in ways. You woke her up at 2 a.m, crashed on her floor. Oakfeld, who will not be joining us, unfortunately, was kind enough to take care of her plants in the night. And then you head off to the 3-ton Accord in the morning, finding your way to the docks, the salt air, the seagulls. You went to Calico Amir's, a fortune teller, intent on finding maybe some clue as to what to do next. The shop was closed. So, noting 3 Dawnkeeper enforcers across the street outside of the Dreamer's Den, and others outside of several businesses in this district, you decided to move closer to the Avenue of Everdusk itself, perhaps to survey some of the activity in the area. And as you turned onto Honeycomb Avenue, heading towards the Honeycomb Tavern, from which it draws its name, you found yourselves in a narrow alley with Dawnkeeper forces spread down the stone expanse to what you can actually see in front of you, and for those of you at home on the combat camera, and that is where we're going to begin for the evening. So give me just one moment. What was that?
Just sing songs.
I'm putting Oakfeld's clipping through the wall. That's what's happening.
No one puts baby in the corner.
He's
But
having
okay.
what's that game where there's always a glitch where you just kind of fade through things? A valve glitch.
I don't know.
Many.
Plenty of games.
Many.
Like Overwatch 2 beta.
There's so many people. Yes. There's so many.
Okay, gotta turn this guy down just a little bit. All right, so as you guys all turn onto this street, you can see right to your right as you entered, you saw this kobold. This kobold selling drugs to a dwarf, basically. You guys, Shay, actually, of you, the only people who has seen the last time that you were at the Jade Exchange, this kobold selling stargrass. Same one. Exact same guy.
I think I know of him, but I didn't see him that time.
I think you've heard of them, yes.
Yeah.
Then, directly next to that little nook, you can see there is this street vendor who is selling corn with the various toppings on it. And you can actually see there is a, not familiar to you, but wearing the colors of a Dawnkeeper, not crew member anymore, but a Dawnkeeper aligned person. They're actually on their break, it seems. You can see them like getting food and kind of eating.
A brigand.
A brigand, sure. Yeah, we can use brigand. That's fine. You watch down this entire avenue. There are businesses on either side. You can see Oh gosh, give me 1 second. You can see off to the right this an area that sells those who have kind of fallen into debt. This is a debt seller off to the right. Off to your left, which is my right actually, or our right. Off to the left side over there, you can see what looks like there's a Goliath actually standing in the doorway. Past that, there's a number of other stalls. There seems to be a blacksmith down. But what really catches your attention in particular, Eleanor, in this building at the very end, in this tavern, the Honeycomb Tavern, you can see standing off to the side of the bar, Gale of Storm. Looking at you, there is a smile, but there is elements of anger that have not been present in that smile before. In this moment, too, Eleanor, you see around this place there are several individuals definitely aligned with Gale of Storm, and they are very much spread out in a way that makes this feel a little bit like a trap. But in this moment, as time slows down a little bit, what are you doing?
So I'm gonna. Can I make an insight check to see if he can actually like recognize me through my through my hat?
Yeah.
Oh, right. You have a hat of disguise.
I have a hat of disguise. I tried to be like disguise myself, but so let's see. Do I even have good insight? I don't. It's 12.
You look and you can see these eyes right at you, and the smile certainly seems as if, but hard to tell.
Okay, cool. I'm going to. I'm assuming I'm standing next to Aga, most likely, because.
Yeah, Aka's just behind you, I figured.
Okay. I'm gonna try to like step back and try to break that line of sight behind Aga.
Okay, so at that point, you can see off to your right, there is this huge orc. They take a step forward. You can see their eyes dart to the side, and the guy holding onto his corn and like a little paper thing looks over, his mouth full, and he goes, right now? He goes and like his hand goes down to a scimitar by his side. You can see other people now kind of like turning.
Do I get the sense that like shit's about to go down?
You can't be surprised, correct?
Yes, I
Then,
can.
what?
Yes, I can't be
Okay,
surprised.
thank you for that really confusing statement. Yeah. Then, as far as you can tell, this certainly seems like shit's about to go down. The sort of sense of danger is certainly pinging in your head.
I just start like elbowing him and be like, fucker.
Just put a hand on Eleanor's shoulder and start like walking her. Like, where do we go? Just follow. Just tell me where to go to get close to them.
So you guys are walking forward?
Yeah.
Great. You walk 5 feet forward. The orc sort of like swings in behind you. The person with his corn, still holding the corn, and you can hear like this as he's like trying to get as many bites as he can before chucking it off to the side and drawing the scimitar. They are now both behind you, trailing by about 10 feet.
I'm gonna pull out the wanted poster that I have.
Okay.
And be like, it says alive. I want this reward here. Back off.
Okay, fantastic. It's not called bluff in this. What's it called?
Deception.
Deception check. Roll it.
I don't know if I probably can assist.
What's the rooftop?
I mean, that in
I
and of
good at
itself is
This
kind
is
of
a
helpful.
very narrow space. You probably have about 8 feet up, and there is like you can see pipes and you can
This
see
is
other
pretty good
elements that
for
you could
Africa.
hang onto for sure. But fairly narrow and fairly shallow as well.
19.
A 19. Okay.
Flash of genius. 24.
So deceptive. Deceptful?
Okay.
Deceptive. I think.
Deceptive.
Yeah, I know. You were right the first time.
It's like my brain was just like, the
So-
fuck is that word?
You hold up this wanted poster. Comes out. A few people turn now as you begin to draw a little bit more attention to yourself. You can see as these Dawnkeeper, now there's 2, I believe 3 of them on your way. People begin to draw back into shops. You can see people get into the blacksmith. One person, you can see this fishmonger, the actual person who used to be Oakfeld. Closer to me.
I can't see. Oh, this one?
Nope.
This one?
One over.
This one?
Yeah. You can see they go over towards the Goliath, and the Goliath just nods no, and the guy just and continues running down. Everybody seems to be moving now out of this alleyway, with the exception of, roughly 5 brigands of the Dawnkeepers.
Up here now.
Yeah, roughly right about there.
These 2 closed in on us. Doop-a-doop.
Yeah, here. So to help out here, that's a good roll, by the way.
It's
Apparently not
flash
good.
of genius.
Anybody with a blue painted base is a member of the Dawnkeeper organization.
Gonna be one of those standing
This
up
little-
fights.
this little gnome gone.
Right.
Yes, that little
On
note
this
gone. Yeah, here, I'm gonna move some folks out here for you. This guy was like, "Oh God, no!" and he's like running down this way. He's gonna tuck into this little alley because he has nowhere to go.
Does this guy have a blue base?
Yes, that guy has a blue base. This is the guy who was eating his corn, and he is now behind you. as
Oh, this
well.
I'm
guy's
imagining like Mexican street corn, right?
So
Like,
this
lots of
guy-
dip with the-
so this
okay,
guy
good.
just
Okay, good.
fucking on off right here. This guy's just fucking on off.
Yeah.
He's like, well, time for me
So
to
very
leave this
technically,
battle map.
that is a stand. It's not called Elote. I don't have the notes in front of me, but very, very far away, there's a region called Tanakh, which is inspired by, like Aztec,
went there.
Mesoamerica. You guys did in a one shot or a several shot.
one half of a 2 shot.
Yeah, I know, man. I had so much cool stuff. Oh my god, if I could, there's protest posters in different
Well, it's
languages.
like the Netflix, we release the first half and then we wait a year and release the second half.
Like Kobe
And then we
did that
cancel
sort
it.
of- yeah,
And
exactly.
it gets canceled because all the hype is gone.
So, you walk through now, kind of like seeing everybody shift around and move.
I'd like to use bolstering magic before any initiative roll happens.
Okay, so what is bolstering magic?
So I can touch one creature, which can be myself, and confer. And there's two options. So I'm gonna do for 10 minutes, add D3 to attack rolls and ability checks.
Okay, fantastic.
Myself.
So you
even have a D3
focus and feeling the element that normally with your rage sort of bubbles up. This time it seems to almost come as soon as you call it. You don't feel that anger in the same way. But you do that.
Thank you.
So, you see, for you, who you've heard of and maybe even saw in some of the pictures, this individual who...
Gale of Storm.
Yes, but you would have seen in the store of Calico Amir the same face, same individual.
Last time,
It's always been Calico Amir.
oh, Calico Amir is Gale of Storm?
So, he steps up,
He
squinting
knows
over.
me too.
Shay, what are you doing?
But he doesn't know that we are allied with one another.
Following, but a couple feet behind.
Are you hiding?
Not deliberately hiding, but not trying to draw attention to myself.
Make a
either.
stealth check.
Doing like the Assassin's Creed blend.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sit with a group of nuns.
Yeah, exactly.
So 17?
17, okay. So, Gale of Storms direct their eye over to you. And as soon as you say this, that smile falters for a second, and they turn. What is the meaning of this?
Well, there's a wanted poster. Usually that means that the person on it is wanted. I happen to have found the person who is wanted alive for a reward. So here I am.
We're just like visibly, it's just like shrinking down, just like, oh.
Gale takes a step forward and then another, and for you certainly now, as they approach you, no illusion whatsoever about who you are.
I just dropped the hat at this point. I'm just like, fuck, it's
sure.
clearly not working.
Calico?
I have been called that, yes. But, Eleanor, and he turns and looks at you. It's been a long time.
It has. Like, a few months. How are you?
Turns and looks at you again, Akka. You know, your friend. And turns and you can see Oakfeld, who is just like staring at the wall,
He's not my friend.
has been a very kind informant. We know that you are not here with the bounty. You traveled here together.
He's not my friend.
You've spent time aboard ships together.
God, fucking Oakfeld.
You've spent time beneath the ground together.
What the hell, man?
turns and looks at all of you.
Calico? Yeah. So, I don't really care between the two of you what happened. There's things that are more important that I do care about and would like to speak with Rita Dawnkeeper herself.
You can hear all around, there's a few people that just kind of like chuckle and laugh. And you can hear the orc who's like, he's the pretty Dawnkeeper. And then just like, there's like a little bit of laughter. He shakes his head. There's no chance of that happening.
No goodwill from the last time we met?
Here is your goodwill. Leave her with us.
Brenna's gonna like push in front. She's like had enough of this. Brenna's gonna stand in front of Eleanor, brandishing her axe, and just be like, "No."
As soon as you do that, you just hear shing, 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 like all these blades are drawn. Gale turns to you, looking down, a little bit surprised. And who are you, small one?
I'm a person who doesn't hand her friends over willingly. We can shed blood here, or you can bring us to Brita.
Well said. And I guess I need everybody to roll for initiative because that's pretty rough.
Seems so inevitable.
I'm so.
There's a lot of ways that could have gone. Interesting. I was like, okay, we got Eleanor, who all this charisma.
Yeah. We'll see how this goes.
Alrighty, fantastic. It
was a good try.
Really well.
Initiative is something you add proficiency to, right?
It depends on what you are. If you have an ability that allows you to do that, yeah. Otherwise, no.
No, yeah, fine.
We're getting a little upset by this.
Wait, you can't possibly
upset by what?
have gotten something terrible with a +9 to initiative.
No, I mean, it's
get a
terrible
10.
for me. I rolled really low.
It's fair, it's fair.
I mean, they're not doing great either. So.
Hey, there's still time to talk.
I should look at things that I can do.
There's always time to talk.
There's
That's true,
always
that's
time to
true.
talk.
Unfortunately, you have an impulsive
I guess-
and very strong gnome for a friend.
Listen, at this point, Eleanor is just like, either I die here now or I die here later. So.
I appreciate the fact that no matter what, though, this is where you're dying. Like, you've looked around, you're like, this is so beautiful.
This is a good place for me to die.
Yeah.
I feel good about this.
Okay, so anybody natural 20?
No.
Okay, unfortunate. Anybody above 20?
No.
22.
Nice. You're like, I'm.
Yeah.
Alrighty, 25 to 20?
19.
19.
18.
19 for Shay, 18 for Akka. Eleanor, where are you going?
I got a 12.
Okay. What? That's not terrible.
I
That
rolled
keeps
a
you-
3.
You're at the top of the bottom.
Appropriate.
Okay, so the way this shakes out, Gale will be going first. Gale prefers to go by Storm, correct?
Correct.
What is abbreviated. So Storm is going to go first. Let me just correct that so I don't get
Well, they're
bad habits
technically
early.
Kind of known as
kind.
Calico now. It's, whenever I meet someone for the first time, it kind of sticks.
This has been a long
Calico
hold, yeah.
is like, I thought you were cool.
Calico is a very cute name for someone so...
Calico Amir.
Calico Amir, I thought
He
you
was
were
a
cool.
He is a cool guy.
No, he's not. He's
There's a character
jerk.
on my favorite
Storm
animated
will be
children's show
going
named
first.
Calico Jack.
Followed by Brenna,
pirate.
followed by Shay, then Akka, then Eleanor, followed by some other folks, and then civilians and animals will move on initiative 0, including a little cat in the back.
Unless they don't move because
I
they
know,
get
right? Yeah, the
killed.
stakes are high. So,
If
with
that cat
that,
dies.
Am I standing in a slightly different place
yeah,
now?
so let me modify this so that we are
Yeah.
all
I'm
accurate
assuming
here.
both Akka and I are more forward.
Up here-ish.
Yeah.
And I came forward to step in front of...
Yeah. Because you're a bro.
I am a bro.
How close do you want to be so you don't stay in the back?
Oakfeld saw the
trying
other
to
cat
blend
and
in
was
a
like,
little bit.
oh, and just wandered off. Following this animal.
That was like a pretty
How is my
big
honor?
revelation.
Oh, is my honor. So, Gale already. Wow, this makes. I have to. Now it's so much easier and harder.
How is my honor?
I hope Dan is watching this stream right now.
Really.
Dan, if you can hear us, text us. Let us know how Oakfield feels. Oakfeld. You say Oakfield.
Oakfield Felds.
Oakfield.
How does Oakfield fell?
Oakfeld Field. Oakfeld Fields.
I feel like we can invent a tongue twister surrounding Oakfield.
For sure.
Wait, so I just want to make sure I'm not crazy. We did just learn that Oakfeld has betrayed us, right?
Yeah.
That's what happened here. Or we learned that he was
got,
passing
like-
information.
No, it's like his mind is just like a house with glass walls. And like
So not deliberately.
everyone can just look right
Okay,
in and
okay.
see naked Oakfeld giving out all the information that anyone could ever want.
So there wasn't like an act of cruelty or malice involved here. We just
no,
because
he's
it's-
just like so.
Innocent?
We
I get it. No, I get it. I
We
get
as
it.
characters don't know, but as players.
Okay,
Yeah.
I get it. I get
Gale
it.
of Storm already
Aga would
standing
have
directly in front of all of you.
That helps.
As soon as you say that we can shed blood right here, he smiles, says very well. You watch as Gale of Storm draws out a rapier. And as they draw it out, there's this quick flick, and you've actually seen, similar to the way that the rapier moves behind Eleanor, it moves in Storm's hand. And then the tip touches the edge of the ground, and very quick, traces a little rune, which suddenly glows, and then there is a massive wave of destructive energy. Which, give me just 1 second here.
So sorry.
They cast Destructive Wave. I need everybody to go ahead, actually everybody within 30 feet, and that's going to include every single non-Dawnkeeper person. Go ahead and make
Except-
a Wisdom save.
Okay, right?
Is this considered magic, Joe?
This is considered magic.
I get advantage.
It's a 30-foot
I'm a little gnome.
30-foot radius, yeah. Oh, sorry, this is a Constitution saving.
That's much.
Oh, then I don't get advantage.
Okay, that's still okay.
Still good.
I was more excited when it was wisdom.
D6.
Is this against a spell?
This is against a spell, yes. This is
So
a
I
spell.
have
You recognize
advantage
that.
against it, given
Everybody get all your contingencies
I have
out of
another
the open.
D6. Isn't there one that I can borrow
I've got a
real quick?
D6. You can borrow
Thank you
Shade's
very
D6.
much. Okay.
So I punch you in the face.
Let's go.
Dice it, Joe.
Confirm.
Alrighty. So, anybody who rolled below, what is their spell save DC? Oh, nice. Below a 16, which is, anybody?
25.
Wow, look at that.
23.
I got a 27.
So, each of you is going to
Con.
take 14 points of necrotic damage, halved to 7,
Okay.
Okay, and
as
since
well as,
the fancy footwork bananas.
that is 7, 8, 9, 10, 14 points of thunder damage.
Halved.
Okay.
Halved, yeah.
So
And as this-
14 total.
Yeah, 14 total. And so as this ripples across the ground, you actually feel yourself pushed backwards a little bit, and all of you succeeding, nobody pushed prone. However, that is going to be Gale's action. They've not yet used their movement, so they're going to use bonus action disengage, and then they're going to move 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, right to the behind the wall, the inside of the tavern, if you look at that. Gale is the cat-looking one. Yeah.
He
Right.
Yeah, he's a
Yeah.
is adorable.
Attacks of opportunity.
Bonus action
Disengage.
disengage.
Oh, bonus action disengage.
He's a
So that is
rogue.
going to
He's very
be
roguish.
Storm's turn. Partially a rogue.
Yeah.
That brings us to Brenna. Shay, you're on deck. Brenna, you see very quickly this sword drawn, this thing slashed, and as this wave of energy rolls across you, your vision blurs and you see the shape vanish as others begin to close and take its place. What do you want to do?
Brenna has to admit that did look pretty cool. I am going to go into a rage and let's
Fantastic.
see what
Pass that down.
magical effect occurs. Hell yeah, it's the Misty Step one.
Nice.
Oh, that's just
That
the
is
best.
so well timed. That's
Thank
fantastic.
you, D&D gods.
Yeah.
All right, so that means that I immediately teleport up to 30 feet to an unoccupied space I can see. So we saw him go around here, right?
Yeah, yeah. You
I'd
definitely
like
saw
to
him.
just teleport right to here
Perfect. Yeah.
and just smack him. Not smack him, attack him.
So as
with
soon
my
as your vision starts to clear, you tense and you feel that energy that you felt just a moment before ripple and overwhelm you, and you burst forwards. And as you take that first step, the whole world disappears around you, and you burst into being directly between like 4 different people. You see Gale, who is smiling, rapier in hand, suddenly begin to turn. But what do you want to do?
I'm gonna attack him.
Go for it.
Oh no. 14 to hit.
14 does not hit.
Okay, I'm gonna use my extra attack. 18.
18 does hit.
All right. So that's gonna be 9 plus 8, so 17 damage.
17 damage. Nice.
Yeah, and then I'm just gonna like smirk at him,
Okay.
like dumbass.
You can see you lash out with this huge axe. And for what it's worth, Storm is able to move a little bit, and even with this, able to react, although barely. This is a moment where, like, as they grin, you suddenly appear, and as they turn and you swing, they bend over, and like their whiskers are clipped just a little bit by this axe before you arc it around and cleave into their shoulder just a little bit. They spin, and there is a very cat-like, the ears like go flat behind them. But that is your turn.
That's my turn.
Alrighty, that is Brenna. Shay, what would you like to do? Akka, you're on deck.
How far is the closest one to me?
From where you are standing, you can wheel around, and there's actually one just diagonal to you. 10 feet. There's 2 that are 10 feet away. Equidistant. One's a huge orc. One is a guy with a scimitar.
Okay. I guess I'll get their attention. I'll hit the closest one.
There you go.
This guy, big boy,
Sure, why not?
looking little boy.
Big boy.
25
25 hits. Yeah.
for 11.
11 points of damage.
Those blue bases. Oh man, there are more blue bases over there. Than I
Oh, there
thought.
certainly are.
Yeah,
This
we're
guy's not blue base though. Okay.
26
26 hits.
for 13.
Damn. He's all the same person, right?
Yeah. Flurry blows.
So this orc is like, yeah, come on, to the guy who's like eating the corn, and he turns, and all of a sudden Shay is in his face.
27 to
27
hit
hits.
is another 10.
Ooh.
And the last one is a 26 again.
Yep.
For another 10.
Yeah.
And then I kind of like go over their heads and land on top of the crate that's just behind Akka.
No problem. So, Shay, as all of this happens, you see at the same time, it would seem, both Gale, with the speed that they can move, seems like they almost disappear. You've seen Morwen. The Tabaxi are pretty quick. And then Brenna takes a step, gone. And then they just reappear. And almost as quickly as Brenna, you're able to move up into the face of this huge orc. And as he turns from just saying, come on, you deck him right in the face. There's this huge crunch. You see a tooth and saliva fly out. And before that hits the ground, there's a second and a third and a fourth blow. He's not like by any means badly hurt, but he is hurt. Certainly. That is a lot of damage, and he's like pinwheeling, catching his balance, very confused. Anything else, Shay?
That's it.
Alrighty. You backflip over Akka, and Akka, for all of this, things are happening so quick around you. It feels like the world is hasted and you are not. But it is your turn. What would you like to do?
Well, you set me up for it, but I'm not falling for that. I'm not taking the bait there. I'm gonna cast Hypnotic Pattern.
Okay.
30-foot cube, like right here in this doorway. Get all these motherfuckers.
You said 30-foot cube?
Yeah, 30-foot cube.
Does that work through the wall?
Hypnotic pattern, I believe so.
It does,
Nice.
if they can see it, which is why I'm centering it here so that both people.
So how many folks are getting in there? And that's everybody.
That's
people who are not
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
6.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think that's all people right now.
Yes, I think that is also Brenna will need to make.
I can handle it. Sorry.
Save.
Brenna's about to start drooling. I feel that now that you said that.
What kind of save is it?
I believe it is a wisdom save. Let me just
And this
double
is
check.
a magic effect, right?
Yes, it's a wisdom
Oh
save.
yeah, right. Yeah, you'll be fine.
Advantage, 'cause
Yeah.
I'm a no.
Okay, so I'm making 6 of these, correct?
Yes, 6 wisdom saves.
All right. First one is certainly going to be a fail. That's going to be a 6.
That is a failure.
18.
18 ties.
Okay. 16.
16 is a failure.
I wish I could.
14. They're rolling pretty decent.
It's
but
gonna be
nobody
worth it,
close. 18 again,
Okay, so 2.
and a 12. Okay. So, as they get hit with hypnotic pattern, it's charmed.
Yes, so they are charmed for the duration. While charmed, they're incapacitated and have a speed of 0.
So that
got a
is
12.
4 that are.
Oh no! We can just smack you or
Yeah,
shake
that's
you
fine.
out of
Just-
your
just-
stupor.
I will be fine. Oh, but that I think my rage goes away if I'm incapacitated, right?
As long as you don't, I think you need to either be attacked.
Yeah.
And then
Stingy.
Automatically drops. I think it's just if you go to turn without tapping or being attacked.
And then
Yeah, but there's
Brenna
also,
is
like,
raged
other
and
stuff.
charmed. Just have to remember that. Okay. So as all of this happens, you see people disappearing, the world moving so quickly around you. You hold out a hand,
you're not
trace these beautiful calligraphy-like glyphs, and they leap like ribbons of energy into the area, and suddenly separate one after the other, making these huge, striping, striding patterns that almost like a cuttlefish that stuns its prey. You ripple these lights, and everybody begins to kind of shift and move. People have to squint. You see one of these brigands, the one that actually is holding the sword, just vomit. It's bright lights, but great. Anything else, Aka?
Then I'm going to move my movement speed to get to here in the doorway.
Okay. I believe. Oh, it's just a bystander. You're gonna take 1 attack of opportunity.
Can I not go this way and avoid him by going through the charmed person's space and staying out of the range?
I guess you could do that. Yeah, you can just kind of shove through those two. As this woman bends over and just throws up at your feet, you kind of jump over the vomit and scoot by the other guy.
And then I'm going to use my bonus action to manifest my echo within 15 feet of me in an unoccupied space.
Okay. Did I leave your echo out there, or did I take more? I can grab your echo real quick.
Yeah, I don't
I don't see him.
I don't see my sexy echo.
We'll revisit what you just said.
It's like a very,
In therapy,
well,
probably.
It's such a very ugly. Yeah, this is an ugly thing.
Oh yeah, I remember that guy.
Ugly.
Yeah, look at him go though. He's doing his best.
So through the brilliant stripy lights, you rush, and as you stop, it's like this shadow of yourself continues to run forward and suddenly reappears in this huge swirl.
I cannot
of inky
use a
smoke.
free action to shake you, unfortunately.
Okay, I'll be all right.
You turn and you can see Brenna angry, but also like a little dopey looking.
But I've flanked him sufficiently that hopefully he will not just. Well, actually, it probably benefits to not attack you.
This was very worth it. Don't worry.
We'll find. So, Aka, that is your turn.
That is my turn.
Eleanor. All of this very quickly happening around you. You see Storm approach you, begin to talk to you, but before you can say anything, Brenna like squeezes by everybody in the space, draws this massive axe that actually, like, Brenna does not block your vision. When she holds the axe, that does. And everything happens so quickly. But now you can't see Storm. You can see many of these Dawnkeeper bandits around you. What do you want to do?
So I'm gonna steel myself, kind of like do like the slap my face thing, just to be like snap out of it. Okay, I see the hypnotic pattern. I recognize that for what it is.
Yes.
Okay, because I've seen Akka use it before.
Yep.
Okay, cool. So knowing that everyone in there is probably dazed, I'm just gonna activate my sword as my bonus action.
Sure.
And then I'm going to send it to the Dawnkeeper that was not assaulted by Shay.
Okay,
with
sure.
The poor corn guy.
Yeah. You can see he has like this crema all over his hands. There's like still like little bits of corn in his beard. He has tans. It's a really like the kind of beard that you develop when you're at sea. You don't get to shave, so it's like really kind of like salt slicked out. There's just tons of corn in there. But yeah, you go ahead.
Reaching for his
Gonna
weapon.
send it towards him.
Does anyone have any
Go for
napkins?
regular attack. That's terrible. It's a 16.
16. That is a miss, unfortunately.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, so it was a bonus action, and I can't do a normal attack with that. So, and with that, I'm going to focus on him and be like, "This is about to get bloody. You better think twice about who you've been messing with."
He like ducks underneath the sword. He's looking there. He has the sword in one hand. He has his like dirty end in the other. He's still chewing, and he's like trying to respond. But yeah.
So
sure.
I'm gonna try to panache him.
Go for it.
So it's a roll, yeah? Right,
Yes.
yes. Contested roll. That was still not amazing. Right? 9, 24?
24.
Yeah.
Yeah, that hit. That's let me see here. I forgot what you were doing. Wow. Okay. That's a natural 20. So unfortunately, though you do that, you can see he's like still doing this. As soon as you talk, he's like he's like chewing, and you kind of falter for a second, unable to really make that work. You have the sense your panache does not work.
Okay. So the last thing I'm gonna do is gonna step diagonally this way,
Okay.
back, trying to get a little bit better eye line what's happening towards the door.
Okay.
But kind of staying out of the main brawl in there.
Yeah, you can see a gnome who's like sitting there, who is about to buy a drink, is now pressed up against the bar, like trying to stay out of sight, and you tuck around right behind them.
And that will end my turn. Because I advance bonus action, movement action, and that's all I do.
Okay, fantastic. That brings us to let's see. Did he get stunned? Yes. Okay. So you can see the individual who actually is the lady who's throwing up. Was unable to take her turn. She's still throwing up. That leads us to all of the henchmen. I think there's only really 3 that can go.
This one here,
Yeah.
and then the 2 over here.
Okay.
And then Calico, but Calico is not a henchman.
Calico goes to the top of the round. So the 2 that are back there, first of all, the guy who was just eating his corn
Oh.
is going to look at you. You can see his eyes narrow, and he goes, "I don't know what you're talking about." And he takes this. He sees Shay, who just decked his friend multiple times, just beat the shit out of him. And he's gonna run over there and try to help. So if you could put him next to his, behind his orc companion.
Like right here?
No, yeah, because he wants to reach up and try to hit Shay.
Okay, so like right here.
Yeah, and very much it's that scale, so he has to leap up and like swing. This is at disadvantage.
Like shooting at ankles.
Yeah, but with a scimitar. That is certainly gonna miss. You rolled a 3 and a 6, so that is going to be a 10 to hit.
That was gonna miss.
Today was the day she decided to wear her armor of negative 10 AC.
I decided to wear
Actually,
armor.
yeah, that's going to be a 13 to hit.
That will miss.
And the final one, much better. That is going to be a 21 to hit.
That ties.
Nice. Okay.
Tie goes to the defense.
That's all that he can really do. The other one, the orc, turning around, wheeling a little bit from that blow, is going to take their attacks. That is going to be Jesus. That doesn't hit. Okay, there we go. That is going to be a 25.
Yes, that'll hit.
Fantastic for once. So you see, rushes forward, swings with the shield that they have. This is going to be a strength saving throw, please. As well as
Gee, it's really unfortunate that I have proficiency in all saving throws.
yeah. Although you take max damage from this dude, which is not great.
22.
22, that is going to be a save. So as he hits you with the shield alarmingly hard, that is going to be 12 points of bludgeoning damage, which is max damage for that. He pulls the shield back, looks at you, completely unfazed, and you can see the color drain a little bit from the gray skin. That is his turn. That brings us to the last bandit who...
This one.
Given everything that they saw, probably going to target. Probably going to target you, Akka. I mean, they can't see Brennan. Yeah, but none. Aside from Gale of Storm, nobody really has a personal vendetta in this room against Eleanor, and Eleanor hasn't done anything.
I tried to do something.
His dazed
failed.
partners.
Yeah, that's what they're going to do. So they're going to try to barrel through there. They can go through them. Oh, they can't go through you. Interesting. No, they can get into base contact with you, no problem. So they take 5 feet to the side, then 5 feet forward to you.
5 feet this way. Through this guy.
Nope, literally right in the path to the door.
I'm just gonna put him right here.
Okay, works for you.
There's no room. With the diskies.
Oh yeah, with the discs. That's fair. Okay,
Our
so
imagination.
you are going to take 3 scimitar attacks. No, these are not at disadvantage. Not that it matters. That is going to be a 11 to hit. That is a natural 20.
Oh.
And another natural 20. Are you kidding? That's amazing. And that's the same dice as the first natural 20 too. So this dice right here, I can't remember where it came from, but I appreciate it.
I want it gone.
So with the scimitar, that's a lot more damage.
Come back from break and it's just missing.
Yeah, I know.
So weird. Where'd it go?
Wow, I wonder.
Okay, that is
make
going to
my
be
con
the first one is
to maintain constant.
18 points of damage.
Damn.
And the second
That's a
critical,
save.
that's not bad. For 8,
That's a save. Okay.
12 points of slashing
So
damage from the second.
18 and 12.
Yes. This car, you stepping right through your own spell, you see everybody suddenly just kind of slump over and begin to drool. You don't notice this one person off in the corner. You step right by them, showing them your back as you do, and they take that opportunity to just slash you again and again. That is their turn, however. I believe that's all the henchmen. That brings us to civilians and animals. That little gnome is going to dive over the counter and tuck behind the one near Eleanor.
Yes.
You may not be able to see him. Yeah, there you go. Just kind of throw him in there. The cat in the very back is going to start running towards Oakfell. Yep. The 2 customers are going to dive behind the elote stand. And I believe that's all the civilians that are not already fighting.
Oh, no. Maybe hello, Jason.
Corn goes everywhere.
No.
It's now difficult terrain 5 feet around. So that brings us to the top of the round, which is going to be Storm's turn. Followed by Brenna, followed by Shay.
What about
So
these 2 guys?
they're just they're gonna book it.
off.
Yeah, they're trying to get out of here.
Fucking off.
So
Oh,
Storm,
what about this guy?
which guy?
This guy behind, he's sneaking.
Oh, the little monastery
monk.
guy. Yeah. Go. He can tuck into the little weird alleyway with that
Excuse me, Eleanor.
with the fishmonger who wasn't able to hide.
Over here, you mean?
This one.
Yeah. Alrighty. So, Gale now confronted by the very angry, very small Brenna. That was
And
not what they were
flanked
expecting.
on all sides by Akka, and
More Akka.
Okay, so Brenna. As you slash at Storm, Storm takes a step back, hisses at you with the ears down, and they're going to reach out with their hand, not holding the rapier. You can see this little, almost like a, similar to like a harmonica, and although they don't play it, This seems to be a spellcasting focus of some kind. And as they squeeze this, there is a quick jolt of energy, and I need you to make a wisdom saving throw, please.
This is a magical effect.
Ooh, it's 10-point sphere. Yeah.
So it's surprising that I was just reviewing my character sheet and reminded that gnomes gave advantage on these types of saves. That's a 12. This is the second time I've rolled a 10 and a 2 on such a save.
Okay, hang on. Akka, go ahead and make that save as well.
And it's a magic effect.
This is a magic effect, yes. What was yours? Sorry.
12.
12. Nice.
Wisdom save? Oh, doesn't matter, natural 20.
There you go. Alrighty. So, suddenly, as this happens, the world spins for a moment. And as it begins to right itself for you, Brenna, things just don't make sense. It feels like up and down, almost confused. And confusion is indeed what you're
Flash of
experiencing.
genius?
Typically,
On a
you need
12?
to declare that. It's what, plus 5?
Yeah.
Oh, plus 5.
Sure.
Yeah, that was a lot.
Flash of genius. You still fail. You can mark that off. So, you cannot take reactions, and at the beginning of your turn, you roll a d10, and I'll let you know what happens.
But am I still incapacitated? Is there, or does that,
You're incapacitated, huh?
or does that
charms.
count as a hit?
Yeah.
Yeah, because this doesn't give you a status effect. What I'm going to say is that this does not end your incapacitation. Although, depending on what you roll, not much is really going to happen anyway. So we'll see what happens there. That is, and you passed, right? No problem, Akka?
Yeah, natural 20.
Natural 20, right. Okay, so Storm looks around. Nothing has changed after casting that relatively high-level spell. Let's see, that is their action. As a bonus action, there's nobody that this would even benefit, really.
Got him, boys.
Yeah, so all they're going to do, bonus action, disengage,
Where are you gonna go?
and they're going to run into the back room. Same kind of position, but in the back room.
Scoot back here.
Yep, over that, and then no, like the back room. Yeah,
All the way.
Back to here.
They got 55 feet of movement. They can get there. I appreciate you trying to keep it the immersion by having them go through the door. But they dart to the back room, the ears down, their eyes kind of flicking back and forth, seeming to calculate. That is their turn. That brings us to Brenna. Shay, you are on deck. What do you want to do, Brenna?
So upsetting. So is there? So I'm incapacitated. Is there a save for this? Like I don't really know what the spell is.
No, I don't
Just
believe so.
incapacitated for the duration.
Just
unless
super
you get
incapacitated.
shaken. Unless you
However, roll a
get
D10.
shaken out of your stupor or...
So the only thing I can do on my turn is get a terrible effect. 10.
A 10. Okay. So interestingly, and this is how I'm going to rule it this works. On a 10, it says that the creature can act and move normally. So, as this occurs, and as this suddenly...
The flash of genius crept in.
It's really what it really was. Akka, like, stunned you when you saw these lights. It like overloaded your brain for just a second, and not recognizing this, not really familiar with you. Gale casts confusion on you and breaks Akka's hold, essentially.
Yay!
Two charms negate each other.
Basically, and so Gale like darts back, still not aware that you are out of the stupor. As far as you could tell, completely effective.
Did all this go down at the start of my turn or the end?
So at the start of your turn, you make that roll, so you can move and act normally
now
this
I can
turn.
do
Is how it
stuff. Okay.
says. You did not attack, but you raged last turn, correct? Mm-hmm. Yeah, you're fine as long as you make an attack this turn. You'll keep your rage.
Neato. Well, I am going to.
If you need to attack me, just cause...
All right, bud. I just kind of like give you a. Okay, so I'm gonna Misty Step, just like through the door.
Okay.
Just like for fun. I could walk, but I'm choosing not to.
Yeah.
You gotta use it while you got it, right?
Yes.
So literally, as Gale darts around the corner, you're just up here, like already in the room that he ran away from you to.
It's like the,
And I go,
where the camera
"Sup,
like
nerd?"
shows him
And then I
hiding
attack
behind
him.
the wall. He's like
Dropped
peeking out the wall. And is like, oh, phew. Turns around. And you're like, sup.
Go ahead, make the attack.
I say sup nerd, and then I attack him with my axe.
Sup, nerd.
Sup
Punch to the
nerd. 23.
Yeah, 23 hits.
Nice.
That's gonna be 11 damage.
11 damage. All right.
And then I'll go ahead and attack him again. Ooh, natural 20.
Ooh, rough. Okay.
Oh, where are all my
you have a feature,
D12s?
I think, right? That does something on the
Brutal critical. So I get
Brutal.
as a level 14 barbarian, I get 2 extra damage dice.
And because it is a critical, you are doubling the amount on each of those dice.
Right, so okay, how many dice do I roll?
Oh no, who's the nerd now, math person?
Like
So is it 3 total?
3.
And then you just double
Yeah,
that?
3 and then double it, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Good. What is that, 25? Yes. That's 25, so 50 damage.
Holy fuck.
Do you have any pluses?
Yeah.
Because you add those
Oh,
after, yeah.
plus
Plus
So
your
it's-
modifier
Modifier
times
plus your-
3.
25 plus.
What? You
Isn't
don't,
it?
you don't
Because
know.
3. Oh no.
No, the modifier only happens once,
Yeah,
right?
it's not. Yeah.
So 30.
30 points of damage. Damn. Okay.
30 to 60. Yeah.
Oh, that doubled. Right, 60. 60?
That, yeah, that sounds
Okay.
right.
30.
Sorry to the
damage,
stream if
doubled
anyone's
to
sitting there
60
yelling
points
at
of
me.
damage.
80. Yeah. Damn. Okay.
Do I cut him straight in half?
So no, but so
Into the wall and was just like,
he casts the spell on you, thinking that he has you confused. He sees your expression change, not aware of what happened. Turns, darts away, the eyes darting around, trying to calculate a way out of this. And as he rounds the corner, you just hear "Sup, nerd," and just you swing, and it cleaves directly into his midsection. The leather armor splits open. You see all of the gray fur around the abdomen immediately sink into crimson. And as you pull the axe out, there is a very loud sound as you pull away. You can see like elements of viscera. He has to hold this in. There is shock on his face, not even able to react to that amount of damage. He is badly hurt. That is most of his health.
And I shake my head at him and I go, I gave you a choice.
You can see
That's my turn.
holding onto his stomach. He just goes, "Who are you?" Just, like holding everything in as he's like blood just runs between his fingers, in between, like down the sword. Jeez, yeah, that was a lot of damage. Anything else, Brenna?
I'm just sad it happened in the back room where no one else could witness Brent.
That's how it always happens, though. I feel
Oh,
like,
this
you know.
man.
Nope. I'm still raging away, so I think
There
that's
you
it.
go, Brenna. Fantastic. Shay, what would you like to do?
Oh, the guy who got hit is getting hit again.
This poor guy, he's just like sitting down here trying to swing at you, unaware of how outmatched he is in this fight.
28.
Yeah, that's a hit.
I feel like that attack
Or 11.
11.
build up of all of them. Stockpiling the power of all those
17?
missed hits.
A 17 just misses, unfortunately.
That's okay. Flurry of blows. 25.
25 hits.
For 7.
7
And 23.
hits.
For 13, and he can make a constitution saving throw if he's still up.
Petting the cat,
He's
probably.
still alive, but he's going to fail that.
He is stunned
I
until
like
the
to
end of
imagine
my
that the
next
cat,
turn.
he's a tree
Climbed
now,
up
and the
of-
cat is in his
Yeah.
range. So.
That's probably what happened.
Can you put this on the
big
Elodie
boy?
eating? No, the Elodie eating guy over there. Yeah. So as he jumps up, swings the scimitar at you once, twice, again, and on the third jump, you sort of catch him with a scruff of this like vest, and he just kind of goes, and you just deck him once in the face. As he begins to fall, you turn and kick him with the back of your heel. He spins to the ground, kind of sliding over. He's badly hurt. He just kind of stands there, shaking. You see the hands like involuntarily pull in like a velociraptor. That's like brain damage.
Damn.
Yeah. He's hurt.
And I'll stand there.
All right. That is your turn, Shay. Akka, what would you like to do? You are unaware of anything happening on the inside of the space. You're unaware, based on kind of the way that you're looking, at anything happening behind you. In this moment, you're standing in the middle of a bunch of just.
But I saw Calico go back here.
Yeah, you saw them go back there. As far as you know, Calico just ran back there and is there alone.
All right, I'm chasing after him.
There you go. Okay.
He saw me bamf though, right?
He saw you bamf, but not
but he
really
doesn't know where I went.
And you've
Yeah.
only done it once. It's not like this is like a super
That's true,
well-known
that's true.
thing.
I go through the door like cautiously, ready to attack, like ready for him to like jump out from the side.
Yeah, and as you take that first step through the door, your boot slips in blood, and you like slide halfway into the room. You can see the Tabaxi like barely holding on. They're like sinking down to one knee, and you can see Brenna with this like stupidly large grin on their face. The huge axe dripping more blood than Brenna probably has in her body. This tiny little gnome. But what are you doing?
And I'm just like,
I'm gonna attack him.
Okay.
I almost feel bad for bringing you guys into these people's lives. Like, I fucked them over in 2 different ways now. Like,
someone in the chat said that Brenna woke up and chose violence.
This is what Brenna always does.
It's true.
Barbarian.
All right, first attack. That's gonna miss.
what's that mean?
It was like a 14. Yeah. Actually, it was a 15, but still, yeah. Second attack. That's probably gonna hit. That's a 30.
Yeah. You graze him. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Oh, and I can't do. I was about to say that I use one of my thingies, but I can't use one of my thingies anymore because I don't have those thingies.
Well described.
Yeah. You know those. You know the thingies. The psionic thingies.
I don't know which thingies he means.
Oh, I
Now
need a. This guy.
Yeah.
Nice. That's 12 piercing.
12 piercing.
Yeah.
So as you round the corner, you can see like eviscerated is this Tabaxi. What are you using as a weapon? This is just
I'm using my arm.
your arm.
My arm piercy.
So you rush forwards, and with this almost
It's more like a mercy kill, I think, at this point.
kinda, you rush underneath, and as they look up and go, "Who are you?" Akka, you just right into the chin. This blade goes through the mouth into the top of the skull and through, and they dead onto the ground.
So sorry, Calico.
Very violent end. He was supposed to this was supposed to be like a preview. Wow, okay. That's
Sorry,
not how I thought this was gonna go.
Cross him off the list. All right, Jack, you're up next. We're coming for your ass.
It's not unlike that lightning bolt that you cast that ended
Yeah.
the
The
battle
thing
like
is-
an hour early.
Storm is a bard, like a support character, and all of the people that they were supposed to support are just drooling.
Nice.
Jeez, that's upsetting. Okay. Okay. No worries.
So he's dead now.
Yeah.
Should we high five?
I don't know. What do we show them that their leader is dead?
Brenna's still raging and she's just like,
I'm gonna give you a minute, and I'm just gonna use my bonus action to switch places with my echo form.
So it's almost like a cartoon, and it's just like the smoky silhouette of Akka behind. Fantastic. Yeah, you vacate that very quickly.
And now I'm back over here.
There you
and
go.
that's
So
my turn.
Just some lighthearted murder. Akka, that is your
I'm just
turn.
kind of like,
Eleanor, unbeknownst to you, things are unraveling rapidly. You can't see any of that happen. You just kind of turn around and you can see Shay just level somebody.
Maybe I've misjudged Brenna. She seemed so nice.
So, not knowing any of this has happened, I see Shay has her shit handled. So I'm like, okay, cool. So I'm gonna move forward and start to engage with the rest of the crew.
Okay.
Try to like knock down their numbers a little bit.
Sure.
So all these guys are incapacitated, I can see, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Except for this one.
That's the only one that's not. So I'm gonna move like I guess let's see. Or not range. Yeah. Okay, so these guys are still knocked out, so I'm gonna ignore them. I'm gonna see the one guy who's still active, and I'm gonna try to send the rapier towards that. The last conscious person.
Okay, sure.
That's not good. That's not bad. So that is a 20 total.
20 hits.
Yes. Okay. Cool.
Poor Calico.
Poor all these guys.
Wow.
Yeah, but
that
they're
was
at least still alive. He did have a
terrible.
choice.
Yeah, I gave him a choice.
Yeah.
You chose. Yeah. I think that's only
Locke
on
is just
one-on-one
like,
count.
damn.
So that
Even the
was
people who have helped
5
me.
points of damage.
Wow, okay.
I rolled terribly. It's not a sneak
Yeah,
attack.
so you
So
go in and you
Brenna,
can see
Calico
as you
is
enter
an
this
asshole.
area, everybody dazed, and it's a little bit unnerving. As you walk through, you see the sigil of Brita Dawnkeeper on all of these different people, and you have to like walk right over them. Some of them still holding weapons. But you creep through, and then you go in. The place that you saw Calico, Akka, and Brenna all go into roughly, there's just a pool of blood now, like even seeping out through the door. And your first thought is like, Gale of Storm is a deadly person in combat. They taught you so many things. So you kind of rush over there, expecting the worst.
yeah. So how much movement do I have left? So it's like 5. So it's. I'm gonna come more into the room.
Okay.
Can I move through these guys? Because that guy's still active.
He's incapacitated. You can move through him if you want.
Okay. That's roughly as one of them.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Can I get further in?
No, you're good.
Oh, I see you.
You've turned to the corner.
And I'm
now.
gonna be
It's not
like-
And you can see Akka's whole artificial arm covered in blood, and then in the thrusting point, just like a big patch of gray fur.
It was Brenna. I just. It was Mercy.
Eleanor is just shocked. She has no like. She can't say anything. She's just like stumbling over words, trying to articulate what the fuck.
All right.
That's the end. That's all she can do.
Okay. It would be one of these people's turns. They're incapacitated, so it is down to the last 3 henchmen who can do anything at the moment. There are 2 who are. They still have no idea that things have gone so terribly south for them. So they are going to try to hit
stunned.
you. Yeah. One of them stunned, right? So one of them is going to hit you 3 times.
He's got half of a corn cob walked in his throat.
That is going to be a 16 to hit, which I believe is a miss. That is going to be a 13, which is certainly a miss. And then finally, a 26. Almost the highest that they can go. That is, they're not great at that. Okay. So you are going to take 7 points of slashing damage as this orc is like wildly trying to get at you. He's looking over at his friend. He's trying to see behind you what's going on. He sees nobody else from his group still in this area. That is going to be his turn. The one who is the only one who is kind of still capable just got attacked by you, Eleanor. Mm-hmm. So they're going to follow you.
Yep.
And they're going to attack you from behind.
Go for it.
And actually, can I shield?
Come at me.
I can't do that. Okay. So yeah, we're going to make 3 attacks. First one is going to be a natural one. Oh my god. So this, your rapier goes by and you can see like this little slice as it does just 5 damage. And he turns a little bit shocked, like sees the blood, draws his sword, takes a couple steps back, and the scimitar again, this time, and hits the sword straight out of his hand as it like reappears behind you. Looks around us to like pick up the sword. That's going to be all of their attacks because that is a natural one.
Damn.
That is going to. This is not going the way that I thought it was going to go. And it's about to go just logically following what's going to happen. It's about to get so much more one-sided. That brings us to civilians and animals. And I'm going to roll for initiative for this big group of Goliath that I've been watching from the corner.
Oh, shit. Yes.
Akka, you're not anywhere in a position to see them, actually. So
Oh, no, but
no idea.
me as Matt, happy for that.
So, top of the round for Gale of Storm, they bleed on their turn. That brings us to Brenna. Shay, you are on deck. Brenna, from where you are, you like take a step forward as you see Akka leave and become just this cloud of smoke. Your foot like skids in the blood. What do you want to do?
I'm sorry. So just because I wasn't here last week, I want to make sure I don't mess things up. Are we trying to get to Brita, or were we just like on an information gathering?
We're like,
You guys were here
we
to
were
like,
trying to lay low.
you guys were gonna grab a drink and like take in the scenery.
Okay, got it.
We were trying to like, yeah,
Okay.
ears to the ground.
If you've ever
So
had,
we
like, a
weren't
bad night out,
actively
this is the
trying
worst.
to get to Brita.
No,
to
this
talk to
was
her
all
necessarily.
totally
Okay.
like we did not expect to run into
Nope, totally fine, totally fine.
We're all
the
blindsided right
second in
now.
command of
Love it. All right. Well,
all things considered, seems like it's worked out pretty okay for us.
It wasn't supposed to work out this
going
way
good.
for you guys.
all right. I can move through his shadow boy, right?
Yeah.
Your ally.
Yeah,
friendly creature.
Echo manifest.
And for you, in your rage, it just looks like smoke. It looks literally like the cartoon cloud that's left behind by a character, like the Roadrunner who runs off. So you just burst through it. For you, you're like shade is like, just have to like come back together. Yeah.
This is the guy who's attacking Eleanor, right? Is that Eleanor?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right. I hit him.
Okay. Make your attack roll.
Don't hit my friend. 17.
17 just misses, unfortunately.
All right. So use my extra attack. 27.
Hits, yeah.
Nice.
Does a 27 hit? Oh, so good. 19 damage.
19 damage. So you see he like bends down and he picks up his sword looking at you, Eleanor. He's like, you just made a mistake. And then Brenna, like, around and you see as she like skids, she goes to like plant herself to swing, but the blood makes her slide. And so she ends up on her knees sliding by and just cuts into this guy's Achilles. You can see like the whole leg like shimmer. You see the tendon ball up instantly behind. He begins to fall. Yeah, brutal hit. That's a lot of damage.
Oh my god. Brenna is just destroying people.
Barbarians, yeah, they're good at fighting.
Oh man, go figure. All right, I'm gonna, just for fun, just to like throw people off, I'm just gonna Misty Step like 5 feet back.
Yeah, okay. So
Keep
you
on
just
the toe.
reappear.
Yeah.
The way that it looks for this, you slash across, and as you're about to slide into the wall, you and just like reappear now standing. Fantastic, Brenna. Anything else?
No, that's it.
That's amazing. That is your turn. Shay, what would you like to do in Akka? You are on deck.
The one who is stunned.
Okay.
26
26 hits.
for 10.
10. So as you leap off of this thing, you can see, for everybody else, the white garments that you're wearing flutter in the moment, and you can see the tattoos, almost like, or not tattoos, these scars, almost like lightning bolts, flare to life with this blue energy that actually casts a glow across much of the space. You see this stunned person, their eyes, like the pupils dilate, and as you leap, you come down, bringing both of your feet into like a drop kick, basically into his ribs. You feel the entire cage give way. He is dead.
His friend's getting the other hits.
You can see he's like about to fall. His Achilles has been cut out from underneath him.
29
29 hits.
for 11.
The only thing that keeps him from falling as he pinwheels back is that you land killing his friend, turn and punch him in the back, which causes the muscles to seize just enough to keep him from like tottering over. It is this awful looking, like horrible posture of somebody who just herniated a disc in their back.
Oh no.
You can hear them just like really struggling here.
27
27 hits.
Oh my god.
for
Have
8.
we become the bad guys?
Yeah,
Are we the baddies?
All right.
Natural 20
Yeah, that hits.
for 17.
17.
And he can make a Constitution saving throw if he's still up.
If he is still up, that is a natural one. So
He's stuck
He just
until
like
the end of
slowly lays down and is like, I'm done.
there's nothing slow about it. Yeah, you land on his friend, killing him on the ground. Then as you turn and lay into this guy again and again into the ribs, you hit something on the inside that squishes, and every element of gray still left in his body drains. This orc, like ashen, and he sinks to his knees, just. And he's like kind of almost. You're not sure. Is it vomiting? Is he dying?
Corn niblets.
I think it's
He wasn't eating corn. However, that is. Anything else?
Just
Shay?
like finished his earlier.
Do you leap back up to the boxes at the end?
No, I'm gonna stand right in front of him.
Okay, fantastic. So you can put Shay down on the ground. That brings us to you, Akka. What would you like to do? And then the Goliath are going.
I'm gonna like to this guy, try to like gather myself, be like, okay, what the fuck was Gale of Storm is dead.
To who? To the one
To
guy
the
who's
one
still
that's
up?
alive. Like,
I mean, alive is a strong word. He's not doing great. Is he? But okay.
send breed a Dawnkeeper to us if you don't want any more bloodshed.
You can see at this point, like barely hanging on. He just got like hit a whole bunch from behind. He's like one leg off the ground, unable to stand, basically. He looks at you, looks around at everything that's happening here, and he just goes, "You want to see Brita Dawnkeeper?"
Yes.
It looks like there's dead people everywhere. But all right, that is your turn. Anything else, Akka?
I mean, I don't want to kill this guy if I don't have to. I guess that's it. Yeah.
How much longer is left on the hypnotic pattern, by the way?
It's a minute. This is round 3.
Okay.
So, like 7
Plenty of
more.
time.
Yeah.
So these Goliath, there are 4, I believe, in there.
1, 2,
3, 4. Yep. And there's a dwarf, but the dwarf is going to stay in there. The Goliath are going to spill out. They're going to find the first. They will get into range of the first Dawnkeeper person that they can see. Oop. Yep. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. So right into the doorway. Yeah. Yeah.
You can barely fit in the door.
They're large. And so all of a sudden, from inside this stone room, I would say, Shay, Shay, you're really the only person that initially hears this, given where you are. Mm-hmm. But all of a sudden, you just hear, "For Clan Blood Moon!" And then there's like 4 other huge voices, and 4 Goliath come storming out. You see 3 male Goliath, 1 female, who burst from this place. It's like a stampede. You feel the footsteps in the metal floor and the stones and the walls around you.
Is that Usafi?
One of them, no. One of them rushes around the corner, and as they were able to get into base contact with the lone bonded magic user who has been stunned and vomiting this whole time, they are going to lay into this person and Give me a second to bring up my
These
Goliath.
two are hitting the same person.
Say again?
These two are hitting this.
I think only one of them can get into range without dashing.
Oh. Oh, okay.
Okay, so that is going to be as they pull out the spear and swing again and again and again. That is going to be only one hit on this individual, but
How do they not hit an incapacitated?
oh, they're incapacitated, aren't they?
Yeah.
Sorry, 1 second here.
I was like, how did they, with disadvantage?
Okay, so that's one hit.
How did they not? Yeah.
They did manage to miss once.
Are these
But only once.
know?
Only
Are
once.
these
Like, how are these Goliaths
No.
missing on?
No, I totally forgot about that. Thank you for reminding me.
They must be
Where am I doing?
like all talk, no
okay.
action.
Fight against.
I gotcha.
And then Goliath
13.
Okay. So they're not necessarily our friends, but they're definitely the enemy of our enemy. Yes,
My
got it.
friends.
So like stabbing this spear in again and again, hitting this dazed-looking magic
Blood
user.
moons is.
The Goliath are just kind of now engaging, and I would say, Shay, you definitely noticed they're going after the Dawnkeeper folks, for sure.
Well, the Blood Moon gang was one of the groups that was resisting, right?
Correct.
That
So
and
that
Whisper
is
spit that
them
out.
joining initiative. Eleanor, you are up. This
Now-
mage is still just none of the henchmen.
So I just heard that Storm's dead.
Yes, you hear that. Yeah.
So I'm just gonna turn to the poor soul who's clinging to life in front of her, grab the front of his shirt, and just see where is she. And I'm gonna try to intimidate the location of Rita.
Make an
from him.
intimidation check.
and I'm standing behind with my bloody hand.
So the rapier kind of floating at an opposing angle towards
Sure.
them, and that is, I believe,
I'm just mean mugging.
No, oh no, that is a
My turn.
I can do math. Oh no, it's not. My intimidation is not as good. Okay, so
Yeah, I didn't use my action.
21.
So
21. Okay.
my action mean mug.
You pull him. You pull him in by the shirt. You say, "Where is Brita?" You can see at first he turns like bleeding, badly hurt. He's like, "I can't tell you." And then this rapier just drifts closer and closer over your shoulder until it's within like an inch of his throat. Holding his throat back, he's like, "The Jade Exchange. The Jade Exchange.
okay.
Basement. What are you going to do? She's
Settle.
in with the Silent Circle. You're fucked."
We need to settle this. And then I'm just gonna throw him to the floor.
Just kind of, yeah, right into the ground.
Yeah.
Point of bludgeoning damage.
Dead. No.
No, he has enough health to survive a throw to the ground.
So I'm not gonna engage with any of the incapacitated people, because as far as I'm concerned, they're kind of out of the. So
Well, this one's probably no longer incapacitated, actually, since she got hit.
all right. So hearing. So Storm is dead.
She's also now dealing with two Goliaths right on.
Could I hear the Goliaths yell?
Yes, this is loud. And even from where you're standing, in the timbers at your feet, you feel them shake a little bit. These are for the shortest one, very short for a Goliath woman, is like 6'2". And then one of them, the tallest one, tips over at around like 8'3". These are huge individuals, yeah.
Okay. So that was my action to intimidate. So I'm going to bonus action disengage.
Okay.
And I don't know if that guy could make an attack by opportunity, but I don't want to risk it. And basically just go back outside.
Okay,
Try
yeah.
to get eye line on what the fuck's happening out here.
You step over the person that Akka was just kind of speaking to and make your way back out into the street. And as you do, all of a sudden now, there's these massive Goliath engaged in combat with everybody else. More and more people seem to be joining this fray.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. And if I have anything left, I'm just gonna yell that Storm is dead.
Okay. You yell that out. Everybody hears. Everybody's still incapacitated.
Yeah, so I don't know if anyone would care.
Someone's getting fucked up by the Goliaths.
It is their turn. That is Jace. And Jace, she is going to do something. Ooh. That's tempting, but I don't think she would do that. Okay. So, quickly scanning everything here, her biggest threat is certainly these Goliath. So she is going to raise up now, wipe the vomit from her mouth from this awful blinking colors that have incapacitated her thus far. And she holds out a hand, and wow, okay. So
It was like,
you see,
I yield.
essentially, you see she holds out her hand, and magic springs forth. You see blue arcane energy. And as it swirls out and gets closer and closer to this Goliath, you can see he just goes, ha! And the spear that he uses almost turns it aside as he passes the polymorph save.
Oh, damn.
That is her action. That's all that she could do. That brings us to the henchman. So only one is stunned, correct?
The one with me is stunned, yes.
Okay. So the one, that big guy, you know what? He is going to turn and start running towards Oakfeld, but not to attack him, to run away. Yeah, this is not looking good. He started like 2 days ago. He's like, this is not an operation I want to be a part of. The one who is currently held by Akka, you threw him down?
I don't know. I grabbed.
Oh, you grabbed him. Okay.
He's on the ground.
He, for the moment, looking around at everybody either incapacitated, his eyes look back, and he just sees like this blood slick from Storm. He's just going to stay on the ground for now. That is their turn. That brings us to civilians and animals. And actually, for the moment, the only people in combat are either incapacitated or you guys.
Yeah.
So,
And this one dude.
One man.
And Jace, right?
And Jace.
and Jace, yeah, but here's the thing. So,
There are a bunch of
Goliath.
Goliaths. Oh, yeah, and they are taking their turns.
I gotta see what the yeah. So no, actually, that brings us to the top of the round. Brenna, what would you want to do? So Brenna, Shay, Akka, that is the turn order.
All right.
So they're still in the
So
doorway here.
the guy that Eleanor threw down, he's like,
This
where is he?
one.
Yeah, he's that guy right there. Little captain hat,
Throw him down.
little blue jacket.
I look at him and I go, stay down. And then because I hear the fray and that sounds more fun than like
This guy,
whatever this
yeah.
is. So I tell him to stay down and then I will take a step this way so I can see and then I'm
Sure.
going to misty step
Absolutely,
right here.
yeah.
Ready.
Sorry. It's very crowded here in this battlefield
It is, yeah.
marketplace. All right. Once I'm here, I'm gonna try to kind of get my bearings.
Okay.
Do I think that the Goliath are like a threat to me right now?
Go ahead and make a flat intelligence check. Normally, I would say that you could tell, but you are in a rage, and I think that's really what causes problems.
16?
16. You see they're hammering away at this Dawnkeeper person, and you breathe, like your instincts tell you these are people fighting, maybe not on your side, but against the same people.
Yeah. Aha, says Brenna's friends. So Brenna looks around for someone to hit who she thinks needs to be hit, and the only person she can find is Jace.
Yeah.
So she's gonna hit Jace. So I guess just come on in here and just join up.
Sure. These two huge individuals, and Brenna.
Brenna's gonna need some therapy later, I think. 13 to hit.
13 misses, unfortunately.
All right, second attack. 27.
That hits, yeah.
That'll hit. That's gonna be 14 damage.
14 damage.
And Brenna just kind of like nods like collegially to the Goliath next to her, like.
So the way that
We're
this looks,
killing
Fellow barbarian.
Yeah, exactly.
you lean, seeing out the door,
Happy
blank
raging.
space, right in front of Eleanor. You take a step forward, just reappearing immediately in front of Eleanor. Eleanor, you see this tiny little barbarian skid, covered in blood, skid on the pavement, take like 3 steps forwards with this axe, right into this person's head. Digs it like a solid 5 inches in. You see the eyes just roll up before Brenna hey. Just, you can see one of the Goliaths looks very impressed. The other one looks like mildly disturbed.
Brenda's casual rage is frightening.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Fantastic. Anything else, Brendan?
No, that's it. That's it.
Oh boy, okay. That brings us to Shay. Shay, looking around, there's just so much violence.
The one in front of me is still stunned.
Yes.
Should be. He's getting hit.
Those are at advantage.
Yes, they are.
Is he still there?
This guy?
She killed one.
I killed one. There's
Killed
one more.
one ran away. One is. Oh yeah, sorry. There's the one that is stunned. Is dead.
This
His
one
ribs
ran
were
away.
broken.
Oh, so
ran away.
His friend was also stunned.
you stunned, so you couldn't have run.
Oh, okay.
Run away.
Yeah. So then just the orc guy. Just the orc guy.
Sorry, guy, you almost made it out in an alternate universe where you made that save.
He lagged. But
It's like where it flashes to him, but
13?
he's like, if I turn around, run right now, I can get to the door. And it pictures him at the door.
Yeah.
And then it's just,
It's a shade of
21?
righteous
21
justice.
hits. 21 hits.
8.
it's like thinking through all of this stuff while his body is already dead on the ground.
Falling. Yeah.
His final thoughts and death. He's like,
28.
made it.
28 hits.
No.
11.
You didn't.
11. Yeah, I mean, so as he's stunned there, he looks, you can see just the eyes like move over as if he wants to run. He cannot move. And so instead of moving, he just gets punched again and again and again. Shay, you are like jamming him into the wall. And so the impact is your fist into him and then his body into the wall. It's like double punches each time.
Ouch.
That's a 26.
26 hits.
Or 12.
Not proud.
And he can make another Constitution saving throw if he's still lit.
He's still
It's close. It's close. Every time you get him pretty close. That is a failure. So he is
He's stunned.
again. For that moment, you hit him once hard enough where for a second his eyes clear and he just goes, again. You hit him and you can see the eyes like rolling in the sockets. A little bit of drool just hanging out of the mouth. Anything else, Shay?
Nope, that's it.
Alrighty, Akka, what would you like to do?
I'm running over to here, and I'm gonna check the body to see if there's anything of value to getting like leverage on, or
This is Gale's body?
Yeah, I'm searching Gale's
Make an
body.
investigation check, yeah.
And then I'm also commanding my echo form to go the 30 feet that it can to like over here.
Yeah, I see where this is going. I got you.
Yeah, investigation.
Yes.
35.
Oh, actually, not great, but 19.
19.
Flash of genius.
Okay.
So 24.
24. I mean, 19 is not terrible, but all right.
Yeah,
So,
but
with
like,
a 24,
Really wants to fight.
first of all, it's disgusting. As
find
you
some
look
good
down, I mean, this creature has been carved to shit. There's nothing, intriguing or fun about this search. However, you do find a little, not like a wallet. There's no like container in that way, but it is a very fine cloth that has been folded over again and again, so that there is like established.
it's like a wrapped up little parcel.
Yeah,
Parcel
but the cloth is much firmer. And as you unfold it, there are 5 small flat copper things, which each one roughly worth about 10 copper, or not, 10 platinum pieces. These are platinum little squares. So 50 platinum in total. There is a rapier. There is a small red book called Tale of the Runaway. There is a small copper key. There is 2 vials of some kind of caustic-looking green material, each one about the length of your small finger.
Does that look familiar to any of the other caustic vials of things that I've had in my possession?
I would say that's a different turn to probably figure that out. That's
Okay, yeah.
You're doing a lot of things here.
So
How many caustic
rapier,
vials have you had?
dabbled in alchemy.
There is what looks like a little harmonica.
Okay.
There is 3 3 gold rings, although they're body piercings. You'd need to like yank those out.
Yeah, probably not gonna do that. I'm not trying to like desecrate his body.
You don't find anything really relating to Brita aside from just like a couple of things that have the same symbol on it, and those more clothing. Although
Like sigils and
nothing that
patches.
Gale or Storm wears has any of the blue. All wearing all gray. But you find those things, and I would say actually you find a deck of Taroka cards as well, left over from the Calico Amir days.
Okay, I'd take the platinum. Probably wouldn't take the rapier. It's just a normal rapier.
Yeah.
I'm taking take the vials, take the book. Probably leave the harmonica. Take the key.
Okay.
Right. I think that's everything that I would take.
There you go.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe the book's got something in it. Or
Anything else,
significance. Then I'm going to use my bonus action to shroop.
Yeah.
To scoop.
Very good.
And that's it.
Excellent. Aka, that brings us to the Goliath. They're going to move to the nearest Dawnkeeper.
So these guys are already engaged, or this one would begin to engage with one of these. These two were in the doorway.
They're going to go to the person by Shay. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Sup, we're here to fuck this guy up too.
So Shay, as this person freezes up,
We'll
you
take it
feel
from
this
here.
and then just hear "fuck you," and these 2 Goliath are going to come in with spears. We'll start with the ones near
It's at
you, Shay.
advantage because he's stunned. So.
Yeah, I know. They're each getting 3 spear attacks. Like, that's a
Put
natural
a hand
20
on
for the
your
first
shoulder,
one.
like we've got this.
Right?
So the very first one is a natural 20.
Oh, he's dead.
Yeah, probably. But let's just, you know what? It's going to be kind of close. So never mind. That's max damage. So that's 24, 20.
He's like,
Oh, wait, no, because this is two-handed. That's D8s.
oh.
That's less damage. Okay, so.
Okay.
That's only 10 points of damage. That's not too bad. Although, so this individual barely hanging on. You can see the first spear straight through the body. This individual stunned. The Goliath lets go and just goes. The other one comes forward and is going to slash with another attack. Also at advantage, it's 18 plus 7. That's going to hit. That is going to be. So not even with the spear, the final one reaches forwards, grabs onto the head, and just snaps it sideways. The body drops. This guy dead. The other 2 are going to take their attacks on Jace, who is really not looking good.
She may have an axe in her head right
That's possible.
Imminent spear to face.
And so I'm not going to roll damage for that. For this guy, with the very first attack that he has, goes to swing with the spear. The other guy, looks almost annoyed. They're almost fighting for this kill. But one after the other, they just jab this person into the ground, and they die on the pavement. They're still stabbing. That is going to be the Goliath. That brings us to you, Eleanor, looking around. Let's see. There is really 1 guy left? Yeah.
There's these 3 still incapacitated.
So what I'm going to
This
do...
one who's on death's door, and we kind of leave him there.
You can all see these Goliath, the one that just stabbed down this mage, turn. They look at the ones that are incapacitated. Are you guys intervening? You get the sense that they're about to demolish all these incapacitated ones. What are you guys doing?
Let's get out of here. Quick.
I'm casually leaving this alley.
I think
Like,
Brenna, if
disengage
she saw them go start to attack, she would probably follow them.
Sure.
But if her friends start leaving, she would she'll have enough presence of mind to go with them.
Okay.
Eleanor's going to sprint towards where she assumes Gale's body is, which is going to be in the back room.
So you sprint through, through Ghost Aka, and you see basically almost split in half, again in 2 different ways. Gale of Storm, just dead on the ground.
So Eleanor's kind of she's shaken, and she's going to kind of go up to him and kind of after a moment of just looking at him, clearly destroyed, kind of like close his eyes and cross his arms and kind of, I'm so sorry this happened this way, Storm. And just like sit for a minute with him and then go to leave the room.
Sure. So you leave this room. You can see now out there, since nobody is intervening, these Goliath go up, and these are incapacitated individuals with their mouths just drooping open. You can see spears just thrust straight through the throats. These are just completely annihilated. This leaves one individual who is kind of on their front in the actual inn itself. And at the moment, I'm going to take you guys out of combat because everybody's dead. That's brutal. That is brutal in so many ways. All right. So as all of you have the adrenaline still like beating in your ears, it is 8:45, so a good place to step away for a break. Why don't we go ahead and we'll be back at 9 o'clock. So thank you guys for hanging out with us through this battle, which went very differently than I thought.
Massacre.
I was like, oh man, without Oakfell, they're just going to get wrecked. That is not what happened.
I'm uncomfortable.
It's on you. Yeah. Nerds. Yeah, that's probably one of my favorite parts. Anyways, we'll be back right around 9 o'clock. We'll see you then. and welcome back to Adventures in Alberon. I'm glad that you chose not to. That's good.
So sorry.
So, thank you for hanging out with us through the break. If you are just joining us, we had a pretty intense combat where things went very differently than I had planned. You guys annihilated this group that had set a very careful ambush on all of you. Mm-hmm. So, going back into this game, give me just 1 minute. Okay. So as things calm down, are you guys all running? What is the plan here?
Once the guy in front of me dies, I'm kind of casually walking out to the end of the alley or wherever it is that we are.
You just see his hand reaching out, and then and he dies. So no problem.
Casually just like step over him and just walk out.
I would probably start to leave, and then seeing that Eleanor went back, try to like, I would just kind of awkward hover outside the door, be like, like, do I leave? Can't leave without Eleanor, but don't want to get in this combat here.
Yeah, she doesn't like hang back for too long, but it's long enough for her to go back, take a second to like arrange the bodies a little bit less destroyed looking, I guess, but and then just leave.
There are some of them that to do that would be quite a task.
No, just Storm.
Okay.
The rest of them, I don't really know. It's just Storm is the only person I really do here.
Unnamed NPCs.
You take some. Trust me, if you know nothing about me.
Oh no, I know that they're totally named, but
you take a moment to kind of respectfully align Storm's body such that you can. It's massively damaged, and as you shift the head, you close the eyes. When you push the eyelids down, the whole face kind of caves a little bit. You feel it give, and you have to be very gentle to do so, but you do.
I'm just gonna head out.
all right, let's go.
I just imagine I just flew.
Just took a little kick step flying through.
I'm gonna imagine that Brenna saw Akka start to leave, because I think that's the only reason she would stop fighting is if she saw her friends leaving.
Sure. So you see them all kind of as a group begin to walk out.
Otherwise, she's just in with this group of fun new friends.
So
Eleanor, as she passes by, Brenna's gonna tap her on the shoulder, like, come on, we're gonna.
well, so
She's just joining in on the bashing of this body.
who is Brenna standing?
Poor Jace.
So, Brenna, you stand near the one wielding this large hammer. And you can see this is maybe 7'3", pronounced brow ridge, one nostril. You can see it was split at a point all the way down like to the cheek. And where it goes in, you see like just this thin layer of skin over bone. Bad injury at some point. On his face, covering most of the gray skin, you see a giant symbol. You're not really sure what it is, but you obviously don't speak giant.
Not anymore.
Does anybody else speak giant? Just a character in another language. Crude, drawn over, although the ink very dark, fine, well-crafted is the tattoo itself. Down the left arm, you can see dozens of bands of arrows, lines, geometric pattern bands that also show symbols that, as you look closely, look like maybe footprints or insectoid jaws. But this individual takes the hammer, lofts it on their back, and he bends down, gets down on one knee, and gets down and goes, "And who are you, little one?"
I just go, Brenna.
"You're covered in blood."
Yeah, you too.
Nice.
Yeah. I think I go for a high
He
five.
hands out like a huge fist. It's
Yeah,
the
and I'm
size
like-
of your
I'm like,
torso. Yeah. All of you see Brenna now making friends. Some of the Goliath wander over. The other one standing right next to you, this the only Goliath female of this group, about 6'6". You can see actually on her shoulder, now that the battle has ended, from beneath these furs, a little rat scurries out and kind of sits on the shoulder. You can see she is wearing a very loose-fitting, sleeveless tunic of fur of some kind. And you can see a massive slash that goes all the way from about here across the sternum and then across the ribs as well. You see on the left ribs these very traditional Goliath tattoos that show a manticore's face, wings, and tail all severed from each other in a sea of geometric patterns and bands. But those are the two standing closest to you. She turns and looks at you, and she smiles and goes, "You fought well."
I just like give the nod.
Where are you from?
I look around and I go, maybe this isn't the place to have this conversation. Do you want to? But it seems like you guys don't like Brita any more than we do. Do you want to come meet my friends?
The taller, or the one with the hammer, turns and he nods and goes, "We've got a safe house we could go to. Do you have somewhere nearby?"
Hannah doesn't know. Brennan probably does, but Brennan goes, "A safe house. That sounds better than anything we've got." And she looks, and maybe she does like a whistle, like, "Guys, come back."
You guys hear a whistle from Brenna.
Come here.
And I go back.
Come back.
No, it's okay. Come on.
Okay. You can see the one with the hammer slings it over his back, and it seems to catch onto something. And he goes, "All right, everybody, we're moving out to Brickleworts." And a couple of the other Goliath kind of stand up and begin to move. Brickleworts, yeah. They proceed back into the little shop that they had all been standing in. You'd seen the Goliath covering over top. Who's following? What do you guys? Everybody following?
I look at the group and I'm like, they've got a safe house. We need to probably not be here anymore.
Member of the Resistance. I don't remember the name though, from my memory. I mean, yeah, give it a shot.
Now that Brenna's not raging anymore, she like desperately wants to be anywhere but this very bloody courtyard.
And so people are now beginning to emerge from the shops, and you can hear murmuring, and people begin to point and things like that.
Yeah,
so I go,
we don't.
I'm going. Just come on, let's get out of here. And I just turn and follow them.
Yeah.
Probably best we don't stick out. So I'm gonna go grab Shay and Oakfeld.
All right, Oakfeld.
I'll go get Shay.
You run around the corner. Shay, are you waiting or?
I would have gone like to the end of this.
Okay, yeah.
And waited.
Okay, so you see Shay waiting at the end of the long alleyway.
I feel like I'd probably just go right by Oakfeld.
Oakfeld's not there.
Oh, okay. So wait, he's not outside either?
No.
Oh.
He just left. He had to go bring that cat home.
He heard essentially that he was a good tool in bringing them into this trap to you, and he probably has some feelings about that. But I'm going to let Dan decide that, so he's taking a walk.
Okay.
Yeah.
Great, even better. Don't have to ignore him. Gonna go get Shay. Like, safe house before Jade Exchange.
So when Ak is stressed, he loses the ability to speak in complete sentences.
So everybody follows?
Yeah.
Fantastic. This larger Goliath, who turns and just for sake of ease says, "I'm Hosgold, by the way. Hosgold Bloodmoon. This is Clan Bloodmoon." He turns back, and as you guys step closer to the back room, he goes, "That's Northica. She's pretty fond of rats." And you can see Northica has this little tiny creature, and then a second kind of pops out, and you see like shuffling in this fur tunic. There's definitely more than 2 or 3. Back in the back, the one with all the tattoos, that's Vatham, and then the tall one, that's Adrathan. And you see now following you these 4 Goliath in total. The tallest is 8'2", huge. You can see that his trapezoids each the size of Brenna. This guy is massive. The one covered in ink, you would know, actually, knowing a little bit about Goliath. You don't know any of these words anymore, unfortunately, but you do know this is an individual who is a master tattooist. And for the Goliath, their tattoo are very important.
Yeah.
You don't know anything about the name of the system.
I don't recognize any of these Goliath.
Make a history check.
Like, I know I've forgotten some people, but I haven't forgotten everyone.
No.
Ooh. History?
Yeah.
8.
You may have forgotten everyone. You look at them and no faces really come to mind. And that's weird because one of these people is almost entirely head to toe in black ink.
Yeah, I probably would have remembered.
Tattoos covering close to 70% of his body.
I probably would have remembered that kind of person if I had met them before.
So Hasgull steps through the back, and for all of you now, you can see in the very back room, there is a dwarf. Although, unsimilar to how many of you have seen dwarves, this one doesn't have the dark black hair and brown eyes of many of the Kol Taram dwarves. Doesn't seem to have the kind of shock of red or the paler brown of the Kol Stoneflow dwarves. And certainly not the white hair of the only 2 hill dwarves you guys have ever seen. She's sandy blonde, is this dwarf. You can see the skin. She looks almost like a surfer. The skin like tanned, very leathery in appearance. But the leader of the Goliath just turns and says, where did I put her name? All right, Ocean Reach, we got a couple friends. And you can see the dwarf looks up and just goes, what do you mean, friends? We're trying to start a resistance. And she goes, we'll talk about it at the rewards.
Are you...
Come on. This isn't a safe place to stay. Oh. And he turns and goes over, and you can see he depresses the stone, and little secret passage opens up. The Goliath steps in first. The dwarf follows, just saying, I really don't think you understand. We can't be telling everyone. This Goliath says, well, I didn't tell everyone. We met a friend. This is Brenna. And he turns, and Brenna, you just kind of look, still looking up to this dwarf.
Always.
Not as much.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
Brenna is loving this. These are her people. A dwarf, finally. She hasn't seen a dwarf since her last party. So she just kind of like really earnestly puts out her hand and is like, it's an honor to meet you. I promise we are friends. We just, we fought side by side and just, thank you so much for allowing us to come to your safe house.
Okay. Just go.
Yeah. Okay.
Turns, she ushers you through. Who else is going through this secret passage?
Guess I'm going.
Okay. Aka, you step through. Eleanor, as soon as she sees you, her eyes screw up a little bit, and she goes, Eleanor Windride.
In the flesh.
You wouldn't have known me, but I worked with the Anachronian Alliance.
Oh.
Come. And she waves you through. Yeah. Shay, finally, are you joining as well?
Yep.
Okay. She follows in behind you, turns. You can see she pulls this lever and the door behind you, and all that lights your way every 30 feet or so. This is a long tunnel. Just like a spare, really, really old lantern. And as you go, most of them lit, not all of them. There are areas that are very dark. But you begin to progress down these metal corridors. Give me just one moment here.
I cast heat metal.
I mean, you do you, bro. That's
It's a weird way to end the campaign. TPK.
I've been planning this whole time.
This is a TC kit. It's a total city kit. All right, so you guys make your way out, and then after a couple of these corridors, you suddenly emerge onto like a regular street here in the city of Nocturne. And one by one, the Goliath, you see very obviously, there's a point where you guys get to the end of the alleyway and they're like, no, I can do it. And this guy just can't really whistle. And so really more air than whistling. It's hard for me to not whistle, but just blows air and just struts across the street and then starts sneaking again through the alleyway beyond. One by one, the Goliath go, most of them less stupid than that. The final one, you see 8'2", goes across. He turns and he just goes, We don't really need to sneak at this part, but it's fun. And he turns, you can see he just tiptoes across. He actually almost bumps into somebody. Hey, watch it! Just sneaks into the alleyway. Are you guys following these Goliath?
Before entering back out into the alleyway, I'm gonna redo my disguise.
Okay.
And this time, pick out a. I'm too short to be most things except for like humans and elves. So I'm just gonna pick out
short Goliath.
a weirdly short Goliath. No, another half elf, male again, but this time with like sandy blonde hair and like kind of craggy face, and then put my hood up and kind of follow where everyone else is going.
Sure. You follow. The dwarf, you can see, kind of turns to you, Shay, being the only person really nearby her. And she turns and just goes, we need their help, but they're idiots. She just, like, pulls her cloak up and then just crosses the street. You all make your way into another dark alley. And after walking for about 10 minutes, you do begin to get to a darker area. You feel yourself descend. And this corridor suddenly begins to turn and twist like a spiral staircase, but a ramp. And it begins to get colder. You see above you a sign that says Bricklewort's Foundry. And then these other signs hung across, closed, condemned. It is blocked off by wood, but one of the Goliath walks over, the one with the hammer, bends down and just lifts this huge timber, and you can see just a passage aside. He rests it on one massive shoulder. After you, gestures. Are you all following?
Enthusiastically.
Fantastic. You emerge into a space, and Akka, you paying attention and being from here, you would imagine you're somewhere right between. You're actually getting fairly close to the Modrock, but also pretty close to the Quarter of Law. You're like right between the two. This is a foundry, and as you enter the space, there's like a large building, almost warehouse-like in appearance. There is a massive crucible right in the middle, although cold and full of ash, basically. Elements of dried metal and bits of broken down stone.
Unused for a while.
Yes, this place it smells unused. You don't smell fire, you don't smell burning metal. It smells like rust. And overhead, actually, you don't hear voices anymore, so I'll turn those off. But you do hear every now and then footsteps as people walk on the ceiling above you. And here, the metal still does flex a little bit. And, whoa, who's talking? That's the market crowd. My fault.
The market recedes.
So as you enter the space, looking around, you can see there are little bits of water and precipitation that drop down from the pipes. There is elements of rust, but largely intact is this area. Okay. What I would say is, yeah, that's kind of what you would see. Everybody enters the space along with you. You can see there is like this large table that is kind of pushed up against one of the walls, and a number of chairs, barrels, boxes, other things pushed around it. You see the dwarf walk up and pull out a chair, sit down. Some of the Goliath do as well. Some stand. What are you all doing?
No one else is already here?
No.
Okay.
I'm gonna drop this guys again because at this point there's no point in it.
Yeah.
And just kind of look around and be like, well, I'm guessing you guys are, I guess, as against Burrito as the rest of us.
You can see one of the Goliath looks up proudly and goes, yeah, no, we're pretty much the best at fighting against Brita. We've been doing it for a bit now. Our leader has helped us most. Yeah, you know him?
Maybe. I actually, believe it or not, grew up in the Modrock.
No, I don't believe that at all.
Yeah, I figured you would.
Anyways, yeah, we're against Brita. She moved in and fucked everything up for everybody, so... You can see the dwarf now, still very much looking at you, says, I've heard about you. You were the one that turned in Brita in the first place.
Yep.
You can see at this, the really tall Goliath goes, "No fucking way."
Eleanor just kind of nods and goes like,
There's like this big burst, all the Goliath, and everybody like kind of pulls in out. You see the dwarf just roll her eyes, and the Goliath, one of the Goliath, the leader goes down and goes, "Did you fight her yourself?" And the other one, the woman just goes, "No, she couldn't have done it herself." And the big one goes, "I don't know. I've heard pretty good things about humans, and they could do pretty much anything. I mean, look at this one; it's glowing." He points over to Shay, and Shay, his like, tattoos are like just bubbling with this blue energy, or these scars.
we can kind of go over all that another time. We're kind of on a tight time clock.
Well, yeah. So we were trying to have a meeting and trying to iron out some details for our plan against Brita Dawnkeeper.
Good.
And then who would come in but this awesome lady and, the rest of you. And you guys did a pretty good job. So maybe it would be good for you guys to team up with us. And you can see the dwarf is like, again, we can't just bring people into our plans. This is...
Well, actually,
Sorry. Who are all of you?
Okay.
I have so many accents I have to do. I'm messing them up.
Eleanor's kind of this.
Sorry, who are
Eleanor,
all of you?
Shay, Brenna, Aka.
again.
And then he kind of looks around and goes, "Where's Oakfeld?"
Didn't see him. He must have run
Actually,
away.
at that,
lost
the really
Oakfeld
tall
again.
one goes, "Oh, that's me."
Oh,
What?
same name.
My name? No, Adrathin Oakfella Blood Moon is my name.
Oh. We had another person with us, and then she kind of had that mental flashback of the betrayal, and it's just it's complicated. Okay.
Yeah, I don't really like complicated, so he kind of turns around. Anyways, my name's Adrathin Oakfella Blood Moon. This over here, and she points over, and the leader who's already introduced himself says, "I told them who I was. It's Northica, it's Vatham. We're the Blood Moons." All right. And the dwarf goes, Imbra, Ocean something or other. So many names, Jesus. Ocean Reach. Imbra Ocean Reach. And all of you, we have names, but who are you? Do you have a name?
I don't think we have a team name, do we?
But you are a team.
Yes.
Wonderful. So at least some kind of cohesion.
Yes. We are here after Brita, not for just for personal things, but she has something that we need, and it's incredibly dangerous, and we need to take it from her. What do you know?
Right, so behind you, everybody hears the tallest of the Goliath lean over to the person who's identified themselves as the leader. I'm going to try to use the names here. So the leader is Hasgal. The tall one is Edrathan. Edrathan leans over and goes, "Do you think they're talking about the mask?" And you can see Hasgal goes, "Yeah, I mean, it's pretty obvious it's the mask." Hey,
Correct.
are you talking about the mask?
Yes.
Yes, the eyes.
You can see Imbra nods and goes, "You're going to have trouble taking that."
Figured. Circle's involved.
Yes. Smiling Jack has teamed up with her, and that creepy fellow.
I've never heard of Smiling
Make a
Jack.
history check.
Yeah, I'm gonna also make a history check
Make a
just to
history
see.
check.
I bet Gunter would know Smiling Jack.
Good to? Very possibly.
That's
19.
not
Okay.
horrible, but it's a 14.
Neither of you have heard of Smiling Jack. Sounds like a happy guy. But the dwarf seems to kind of shiver a little bit at this. And the Goliath says, "Well, yeah, so that was part of the problem, right? We had the Silent Circle, and they back up, apparently, this Brita Dawnkeeper because she's working with the Jack guy. But we've got Eleanor, and you already took this guy down, so, Can't you just go in and do whatever you did before?
That might be hard. So, everything's in chaos. What's the state of the Accord?
And Imbra at this kind of shakes her head. Many are dead, and then we have some that are in hiding. Not many. Those that you would have worked with, for instance, no longer with us. When Brita came back, the first targets.
Makes sense. Okay. Well, we know where she is. Have you seen the mask?
Personally, no. And you could see one of the Goliath go, I have.
All right. Can you tell us anything about it?
I haven't really.
Excellent. Okay.
Sorry.
Who has seen it?
Everybody kind of looks around. You can see, like, have you seen it? And the other one's like, no, I haven't seen it. And nobody here seems to have seen it.
Do you know? Has Uzathi seen it?
Yeah. Of course, Uzalthe's seen
Well,
it.
where is he?
He got taken captive.
There it is.
Well, you know, we tried to go in when we went in through the black market, right? When the Jade Exchange was open for business. But some of us weren't able to operate quite as stealthily. We represent some of the quieter members of our group. And as you saw, you know, we're quite capable. But the others not so much, and they were captured. So we've been trying to plan up a new way of getting in. We have some options, but
Where are they?
where are what?
The captives.
Well, that's a good question. I would imagine probably underneath the Jade Exchange.
All the more reason to go. Okay. Diversion? I kind of
Imbra says, well, maybe as part of something bigger, but we do have a few ideas. I mean, we do have the sewers. Of course, we can get in that way. The Jade Exchange everybody needs to shit, right? So there mustn't be a way in. The other option, just based on the geometry of the area, is we could, she looks over at the Goliath. Some of us could sneak across the eaves and then drop down into the courtyard of the Jade Exchange that way. And then there is a gentleman named Roastwarf who is hiring people to do tasks for Brita. We were thinking perhaps trying to take a task and working away in that way.
Oh. I don't know how much she's gonna already know with the
Safe to say, after the demonstration we put on, probably a fair bit.
Right.
I'm sure you knew we were coming.
You could see the biggest Goliath looking back and forth, and he's like, wait, are you going to tell him the best one? And you can see Imbra go, we cannot attack the front of the Jade Exchange. It's just not going to work.
Actually.
Brenna's ears perk up at that. He's like, what? Why not?
That might
You can see the Goliath looks down at you and goes, oh no, it seems like now we're getting some more votes. And Imbra goes, you still will never have enough to have a majority. And he goes, oh man, I thought I understood what that meant.
Sorry. These guys.
Okay. Sneak in might be the fastest way. We don't know for.
she's gonna know.
She knows. She already knows.
So maybe attacking the front gate, drawing as many of their forces in one place with our friends here, we can try to isolate her at least.
Well, what about a two-prong, right? We have a group, kind of, quote-unquote, attack the front. Someone else, we sneak in
send-
elsewhere.
The Modrock contingency.
So,
Blood
I don't want to
moons.
send anyone into, like, she looks over at, like, Hasgul is like, listen, we need to get to Brito, and you guys are our
Yeah.
only potential allies here, but we also don't want to send everyone to their deaths. because that would be terrible for many reasons.
We can see like the gear turning.
If you, how many do you think would be willing to do a fake attack on the front?
Why would we do a fake attack? If we could just be, if we're there, you know?
Like, it doesn't
Because
have
you're
to
more
be.
useful alive after the fight.
Yeah, I could tell you that.
So don't go all in.
Okay,
You know.
I think I understand what you're saying. So we're going to go and we're going to fight them, but at a point,
It's not worth it right now.
so
It's just to sort of, size them up.
okay. So this is like a probe.
Yeah.
All right.
And meanwhile, we have a second group infiltrate, try to find Usathi and your friends, and see if we can isolate Brita and deal with her.
Okay.
Plan is not that complicated.
He's still really struggling with the fact that you want him to pretend attack something. That's really where he's hung up on.
So basically, the real attack is gonna be after we let everyone else out.
Yeah.
Oh.
Because then they'll
you
sneak
still
up.
get to attack.
Yes.
Okay. That's all you really need to say.
Pincer.
What?
I say, we're gonna go to that front gate, do what we do best, right?
Yeah.
But we need to buy time for the folks who are gonna go rescue the captives. So we need to drag it out.
Because they're so weak. You guys need more time.
Yeah, exactly.
All right.
Yeah.
You can see now the other Goliath, the really tall Goliath, is like, that makes sense to
Yeah.
me.
Yeah. Brita just kind of, or not Brita, Brenna just kind of like gives a thumbs up to Eleanor.
I'm just gonna like pat her shoulder and be like, thank you.
The dwarf goes, all right, so all of that taken into consideration, how are you sneaking in?
Okay. Question 1. How much do we know about the sewers?
A decent amount. I mean, we know the rough layout of them, and we know that there will be traps and things of that nature. But there are a number of kobolds that service the sewers. If we could track one of them down there, maybe they would have some kind of an inn.
Okay. All right. And then you mentioned the eaves.
Yes, but again, well, I guess if there are other members of us staying behind, some of us could access through the eaves. It's a very narrow ledge that you need to crawl up along. And then you need to scale across several roofs to get to that particular area.
I think that doesn't sound too...
So small.
Flying.
Not a problem.
Well, the thing is, there are security
Essentially
there,
flying.
and they're watching the roofs. There's usually... He like looks at his hands. This many archers that are watching.
Okay.
They walk in circles. And you see the dwarf says they have an established patrol. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. At least if the patrol is known, then we could probably maneuver.
I feel like we need to operate under the assumption that everything that we're planning, they're gonna know.
Everything's gonna go to shit.
Why would you know? Why would you assume that?
They knew we were coming before we got here.
It has to do with the mask. It's a magical artifact.
Oh,
Very
yeah.
powerful.
No, I heard that you can see in the dark and things like that. Okay.
Right. So actually, great. Have you heard anything else about what the mask does?
Yeah.
Can you elaborate on that?
So it covers a face. It lets us see in the dark. Apparently, you can see a bunch of other things. The problem is, he kind of like gets he bends down and gets really close to you. some of my friends are a superstitious lot, and they're not quite so bright, and so, they say all kinds of things that don't make sense. So who knows? Probably our leader, right? But he's a little bit captive. Straightens back up.
All right, well, that's something.
Well, I think, again, whatever we do, expect that Brita already knows we're coming. So the best thing to do is to find the best place to confront her. Which, I don't know, maybe in the courtyard, open space?
Well, the thing about the courtyard is that's where the Jade, I keep almost saying Jade Brigade because of Starfinder.
The market?
The Jade Exchange Centurions. You love to deal with them. There's at least 30 of them, although only 10 on shift at any given time. But I think they barrack somewhere in the second or third stories of the Jade Brigade building.
Exchange.
Jade Exchange building.
Sorry, it's such a funny name.
I kind of wish it was the Shade Brigade now.
Jade Brigade is an eco-terrorist organization in our Starfinder game.
So then perhaps the smarter course is to draw them out.
Well, we know that Brita's presumably in the basement. But again, if she knows that we know, then she'll move.
She's not going to come out to fight the front for sure.
Certainly not.
So we have to go to her.
And the Jade Exchange is a fortress. The Circle of Silence is fortified. There are, I'm sure, traps in there. And
If we draw enough of our people out, she'll eventually have to come out and deal with it.
It would be a lot. She's not the one to get her hands dirty. She doesn't have to.
Do we have to go to all-out war?
We've already made a mess.
I mean, it would be pretty fun.
I still think we should try to infiltrate. At least to get to Brita.
I liked the pincer attack plan.
I think that's... Yeah, I think that's the best thing to try.
I mean, we don't have any way to signal anyone, right?
I mean, I can yell pretty loud.
Yeah.
And, most of us can.
I have the message cantrip. Is that going to be helpful?
Yeah.
I forget exactly how
I
message
have
works.
a sword. You are.
I've got a spear. And you can see the target goes, I've got a spear too. And you can see one of the guy
Immediate
goes,
regret.
yeah, the guy goes, I mostly have daggers. The guy is like covered in ink. And then the lady just doesn't say anything. But yeah, brief weapon inventory.
Roughly how many are in this group that could theoretically be called on for this attack? Is it just these people in the room, or are there more?
Well,
Who's not?
4 of us.
What about the rest of the Modrock?
I mean, most of the Moldruk are just trying to get by. The Blood Moon are trying, we really are, but there's so many forces at work here. We've tried to connect with the Mirthful Masters and other groups that might be able to help, but they're kind of shitty. They don't really want to help us. They just want to do martial arts and drink beer. Sounds pretty good.
Yeah. Well, I guess this is it then.
Eleanor, you know Brita. Is there anything that we can taunt her with to draw her out?
What did you do?
What did you do?
So I saw the mask, right? She was trying to smuggle it out. And before we left, I went and told the Accord.
You can see the leader just goes, oh, you're really fucked.
I'm well aware. The other reason why I walked away from that was because I was the one who snitched.
So
All
what
right,
does everyone...
don't judge me for suggesting this. How do you feel about being used as bait to draw Brita out?
Who are you asking that to? Eleanor?
To Eleanor.
Okay.
I mean, she doesn't like you very much.
And you're kind of small, no offense. I don't think you'll be part of the pincher attack.
Look, you don't have to do anything you're not comfortable with. But we're trying to draw her out, right?
Yeah. I don't. Oh, I guess she might have enough of a personal vendetta against me that she'll actually come out. I'm just worried that someone else would have to bring me because they already knew about our group. So
It doesn't have to be like I mean, it could just be like just a taunt. You know, here I am, come get me, or something like that. You know, a taunt. I'm just spitballing.
The Jade Exchange is not open air, right?
You said not open air?
Yeah.
So the way that the Jade Exchange is set up, basically you walk along the Avenue of Everdusk and off to your left, what you would see. So if you were to go around this corner,
Yep.
and then travel like another 5 minutes and then go left, you would come across, it's like a big pagoda that goes 4 stories. It's an area that's been carved out 4 stories high for the pagoda to rise up and then leave some open space in front of the courtyard.
Mm-hmm.
The courtyard is set down, the pagoda is up.
Mm-hmm.
So like the pagoda and the street level are the same, but 15 feet down is the whole marketplace.
Mm-hmm.
So it is overlooked by the entire second story of the Jade Exchange, which is just archers. There's something called the Battle Porch, I think, and that's just literally archers out there, kind of modeled after like the front of that building at the end of Mulan. So there's that, and then that's kind of all that you guys would have a general gist of, with the exception of those who have been there, and then you guys have seen exactly what it looks like.
I think so. Aerial attacks probably out. Only taunt I could really think of would be to fly the ship.
Brenna's not that smart, so she was imagining literally just walking in the courtyard and yelling. No, I mean, yeah, if it does sound like more of a fortress than that would work.
So it would be flashy and noticeable, but it would be flashy and noticeable, and then there goes our ship.
This sounds just like our last plan, kind of, just so that you guys know. We tried to sneak into the market during the market, and went in disguise, which, in retrospect, we were all Goliath, so probably stood out anyways. But they picked us off pretty quick.
All right.
It still does operate as a market.
Yeah, once a week.
Perhaps someone a little less obvious could go in and get a view, posing as a buyer.
We do have a hat of disguise, or disguise self, or whatever it's called.
I don't think that'll be.
She's
that'll
gonna
work.
see through that.
Oh, right.
If she sees it, but I'm assuming other members of the circle will probably be there, and they'll probably have something.
You can see Imbra speaks up now and says, "Hey, the Circle of Silence doesn't really come out that far. So the Jade Centurions will be there, probably the captain of them, Wuxen, and then depending on the day, there is an administrator of the market, and he's not a combatant of any kind, but I'm sure has some kind of tricks. But that would be who is defending and looking out."
Well, we don't have any good choices, so we just gotta choose the least bad one. So, Eve's probably most direct. We still have to deal with the Centurions and going around the archers. Sewers, less direct, a little bit more of a chance, and whether or not we can convince the kobolds to help us. 'Cause without any sort of guide, we're just gonna get lost down there. Unless one of you guys have been through the sewers.
One of the Goliaths laughs and he goes, "No, we can't fit in the sewers."
Would I have been through the sewers and remembered?
So on several occasions, I would say you've been forced into the sewers because you're the only one that would like fit.
Yeah.
And so yeah, like when people drop things in or things like that, yeah, for sure. You have not extensively traveled them.
Okay.
And these are not sewers like the ones that are in Dungannon, which are like really
That are, like,
nicely
tunnels,
maintained.
yeah.
These are cobalt tunnels.
Okay.
Yeah.
That'll be tight.
Yeah.
Even for us.
Yeah.
I don't even know if your axe will fit down there, Brenna.
Yeah.
I meant to say, that's a big axe. That doesn't seem very practical.
It's super lightweight, and I toss it to him.
Okay, he just catches it, and when he grabs it, he almost pops up a little bit because he's expecting it to be heavy. So it's this like really comical motion. Somebody has to like duck underneath it, and he goes, "Wow, that's incredible."
And I say it was made by dwarves, and I nod to the dwarven leader whose name I forget.
Imbra.
Yeah, Imbra.
Her eyebrow goes up a little bit. She squints at it, but doesn't say anything. The Goliath kind of swings it around a couple times and goes, "That's a cute toy," and he hands it back to you.
Oh shit! I think I just saw. I just think I realized something.
Okay.
Her still blood-stained axe.
No, I've been cleaning it this whole time.
Okay.
Now that I took a level of sorcerer, I have prestidigitation, so I think I've just been like
Nice.
magically just.
You just shake
myself
it and it
out.
just right away.
Right. Well, what do you guys think?
I think this is gonna end badly.
Yes. Of course. Brenna's in the basement. Not Brenna. Fuck. Rita's in the basement of the exchange. You know that.
What's the best way to get to the basement? I think that's our answer. Best way to get to the basement. Use what we can as distraction, expecting that any distraction is not actually going to be very effective. And that they probably already know we're coming.
I've never been to the basement of the. I've never been that far in. I'm assuming.
Nobody's been into the Jade Exchange. So some of
Been in
you
there, like,
may have
market
been
at
to the
most.
market.
We went to the market.
None of you. So to get into the actual Jade Exchange yourself, you need to be either in trouble, doing business with the Sound Circle. Gunter has been into the
Oh,
Jade
I mean,
Exchange.
he was.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah. He is.
No, he of anybody who might know Jack.
He'd show up and be like, "Hey, how's it going?"
Secret handshakes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good to see you. How are the kids?
Hey, it's all Graham, Gordon. So yeah, you've never been in there. It's a place that's shrouded in some mystery for sure. There is speculation that the Jade Centurion's barracks somewhere, like the ones that are on duty on the first floor, and then on the second or third story, they probably have like a much larger facility. People have seen the archers. People have seen people go in and out. So meetings and things like that do happen. And before the market happens, there's a large amount of goods that are brought out to be displayed. So certainly, people come in and out. None of you have been in.
Well, rest up and head over to what is almost certainly yet another doom.
I was gonna say like, yeah, but we always say that, and it's okay, but that is not true.
Just 1,000-yard stare.
Yeah. The last that I have would just be to try to sneak in while I'm putting stuff away, but if they're washing goods, they're probably going to be pretty heavily watched. That's all I got. Alright, roofs or sewers?
Or are we doing this today? Like right now?
I think the rest up plan was a pretty good plan.
Yeah. What time is it roughly?
You look around. I mean, it's you're
Midday.
inside, so it's hard to tell.
Oh, yeah.
Make an intelligence check.
We We haven't been here that long. Surely we can extrapolate
Yeah,
from like what time
A
it
lot
was
has
we-
gone on.
That's fair.
Well, not a high DC though.
12?
12. Okay. With the 12, you imagine maybe an hour or two has passed, so still, mid morning.
Okay. Damn. When's the best time to strike?
Probably not in the middle of the day, not broad daylight, right?
I mean, if we're going underground and we're facing off against what will inevitably and ultimately be going directly in opposition to the Silent Circle.
I can't see in the dark.
I don't know if the timing really matters.
I was more just thinking before we're underground, we have to be outside. So,
The dwarf speaks up. And either way, I mean, if we're doing a mission like this, which is really what we're doing, this is like infiltration, we probably want to be supplied for that, right? We weren't preparing on doing this today. So,
right.
do you have money? Do you have means?
I have money.
I have some money.
Yeah.
I just don't want to. I want to show my face as little as possible.
Well, what should we get? Maybe have any access to explosives?
I would suggest personally getting something to help your friends see in the dark, or, think about the weaknesses that you have.
Where would we find something like that?
Aren't there any like magic item shops?
The exchange, of course.
Yeah. Besides the place where if we go,
We're just gonna.
I mean, I think
we're gonna buy magical goggles and then immediately
It's like,
turn
yeah,
around and go.
we're gonna go in,
regardless of whatever
go
we
talk
do to
the
prepare.
merchant, buy all of his stock, and then go back in after reloading
Like arm
and
to the teeth.
stabbing him and taking all of the
We're
gold we
walking
just
to
gave him.
We're walking to the 7-Eleven. We're buying a Slurpee. We're leaving the 7-Eleven, putting our balaclavas on, and then walking back in to hold up the 7-Eleven.
While still
Slurpee in
holding
hand.
And at the end going, hey, I know you have 20s. I just gave them to you. Oh, man.
No.
But I mean, is the Jade Exchange like the only game in town in terms of like
For
shopping?
something like that,
Or something like that very
pretty limited.
obviously, perhaps. So you guys, when you think about some of the stores that you of course know that Clan Wild Soul sells exotic animals. You know Aga's, of course, a general store. The Yellow Banner Trade House, probably not who you want to go to right now, but they might have sold things of that nature. Calico Amir is no longer in business. One of the places that is of
Go
interest.
right to shop. His boat.
Yeah. Just break in there. Now this is shopping.
5 figures.
Kiln Song Forge.
Sarentil Secondhand is a pawn shop that is attached to the dump. And actually, Morwen went there once, but it basically is, you've heard of it.
Yeah.
It is a place where the stuff that gets washed through like the sewers and gets caught. There's a couple
up
guys
for
that kind
sale.
of find some stuff there. And they sell it. You have also heard of... So, not that merchant, but you've heard of this place in the Avenue of Everdusk, which you'd need to be very careful
Soul
about going.
Exchange.
Called
Wilmir's.
Morwen's Miscellaneous.
Oh, it's on. Oh my god. No, continue this.
Yeah, I mean those are the places where you may or may not find a magical item or something of that nature. Say what?
It's on the Avenue of Everdusk now.
That's where it's been.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my god. It's like it's only now connecting for me.
So he moved. So when that was purchased, it was moved from Port Quinn directly to the Avenue of Everdusk.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh. Wow. All right.
Well, I mean, if we need to gear up, I mean, I think like clearly Eleanor herself should lay low. If the only place to get items that are going to help us is in really dangerous spots, then maybe just like one person should go innocuously disguised as best as they can be and just try to procure what we need. And we don't have to go as like a whole group.
Yeah. Maybe just send someone to go get these things. I don't know. What? I don't know.
At this moment, you've been hearing like water passing overhead, and as Talon does whoa, suddenly there's this and like a pipe bursts, and there's grate, so it's not going to accumulate, but all of you are just with like water, not dirty water, but some kind of fresh water now just kind of like pouring atop almost all of you. You could see all of the Goliaths just stay totally still for a second, and then one reaches down and just smacks the door from the back of the head. She like stumbles forwards, and she goes, "What?" And he goes, "You said you fixed it." And she goes, "I can barely climb up there. I did my best."
Can I go up and try to fix it?
You fly up. This is Talon's woe. You fly up, and using some of your very basic artificing abilities, you manage to patch this.
Yeah, what is it? Do I even? I think I have mending, so yeah, just fucking
No problem.
Adorable.
do a little, paint a little
Bends back
Band-Aid on
together.
it. Fucking poops. Use my adhesive paint.
And it just kind of covers. No problem. It's like a slap patch.
Yeah.
So, all of you now standing around here, who is going to be sent to go shopping?
I mean, I could
You also
go.
don't have to do that. You know, it's entirely up to you guys what you want to do. It just seems like perhaps fixing the not being able to see is a good idea if you're going to go somewhere dark.
I agree. Did Storm have anything?
I take out the 2 vials.
Sure.
I'm gonna try to like take a minute to look, see what they are.
Make an investigation check. Or you're trying to figure out what they are.
What kind of caustic liquid is inside these 2 vials?
You don't have your all-purpose tool, huh?
No, but I still have the effect of just being an artificer.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. So go ahead. This is going to be an intelligence check, and you can add your proficiency modifier to it.
Okay.
So you take a look at this, and
Ooh, very nice. So that's 15 plus. That was an intelligence check
yes,
plus proficiency.
yes,
25.
25. This is a poison that you've heard of before. It comes from a creature known as a gorgon, not something that actually exists on this continent. At least, not that you've heard. Although, you were never in the Undercity, were you?
In Colteron,
Yeah.
I know
Gunter was there.
Gunter was there.
the spooky hotel was not. That was in the Circle of Brawn.
No, that wasn't the
That was the
Undercity.
inner city.
Oh.
I thought that was Gunter.
That was Gunter.
Didn't we go back though?
Maybe.
Or am I just misremembering?
You did, but if you went back, you wouldn't have seen what Gunter saw, which was the statues and the fact that there probably is a gorgon in the Undercity,
Okay.
known as the Weeping Sister.
Okay.
I don't think we went back to the Undercity with Akka, though.
I don't think so. Because
I know we went back to Colteron, but I don't think
Kevin
we...
was still in play there.
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah,
Yeah, no, we just went down to the bottom of the stairs.
Yeah.
but this is poison derived from gorgons. This is something that was designed to incapacitate somebody by turning them partially into stone.
Petrifying.
You think about the fact that they wanted Eleanor alive,
did
and
see-
probably what that's for.
Morwen get petrified, didn't I?
You did, yeah.
But then that got mind flipped. Or time flipped.
Whatever it was, yeah.
Okay, so I have this. That's cool. This is
Pull.
like Gorgon venom. Hold on to that.
Very neat, but
I
maybe
got this
useful
book.
later.
Does this book mean anything?
So this
Have
book,
you looked inside it yet?
for what it's
I'm gonna
worth,
like open it and like flip through the pages. Like, is this
Who's
supposed
gonna
to mean
open it?
anything?
dope. So, give me
Well-
a second here.
Oh no.
Well, wait.
That was my
So
fault.
pick a person within 30 feet of you.
Oh no, I'm so sorry.
Is this a magical effect?
It is.
All right, I guess I'm gonna pick myself. Try to absorb this.
Okay, yeah, you could do that. So all of a sudden, as you open this book, you feel this sensation that makes you want to draw your eyes to somebody. Select a target, perhaps. You look down at yourself. In this moment, for all of you, you see Akka open the book, disappear. The book hits the ground.
Oh my god.
Akka, you can teleport anywhere within 30 feet of where you currently are, as long as it is unoccupied.
For however long I want.
No, right now. Where are you going?
I guess I would just like look up.
Okay.
Do I have to go like all 30 feet, or can I be like,
Up to.
oh, okay, yeah, like up to the ceiling and then just float back down?
So you open up, and as you get up there, suddenly your mind, you look around. You can choose up to a number of other creatures, up to your charisma modifier, a minimum of 1, to immediately use the same reaction.
What?
You gotta pick.
Shay?
Shay, all of a sudden, you disappear and you feel this urge centering your mind a little bit. The way that you gather in this sensation, this is a magical effect, and it seems very similar in some ways to the move through plant spell that you've been subjected to. This pulls you through the material plane in very unpredictable ways. However, as you are pulled, you're able to kind of slow time down using your monastic training and really decide where it is that you want to appear.
I just guess the other side of the room.
Okay. On the other side of the room now is Shay. Hard for most of you to tell
Now
if she ran or
you
not.
pick someone.
So this is the book called The Tale of the Runaway. And whoever is...
It's gone now?
No, it's on the floor.
Oh,
You disappeared.
You disappeared mostly because you targeted yourself.
okay, yeah.
This is a book, does not require attunement. When you are using this, you can use this as an action. When you target another creature that you can see within 30 feet, they can use a reaction to immediately teleport to anywhere within 30 feet they can see, and then immediately make a number of creatures equal to their charisma modifier do the exact same thing.
Cool.
You have not necessarily seen Storm do this directly, but thinking back to some more complex snatch and grab operations where suddenly it seemed like after Storm was able to sneak in, which Storm able to sneak into places most other people can't, more people would leave carrying things than just Storm. And it seemed like, okay, lost in like the shuffle of everything, but now really thinking about it makes a little bit more sense.
Handy.
Well, that does this. Like, float back down and pick it up. And just like sit there with it on my lap, like. Yep.
Did he have anything else?
This copper key, and that's everything of value that I saw.
Do you recognize the key? Does she recognize it?
It's a pretty new looking key,
Okay.
so
Yeah.
probably not something that they had in their person. You never saw any keys on Storm. Storm is not really used to using keys.
Yeah.
So.
Just like, you called him something else, maybe.
Calico Amir? Yeah, he had a Taroka shop on the docks.
I'm so sad right now.
Could be for that.
Perhaps worth checking out. He's not using it at this point.
Very matter of fact for Shay.
I guess I can go check it out. Yeah, maybe there's something useful there. Okay, I'll go there. Probably should stay at least in groups of 2.
So who's going to go with you then?
I'll come with you.
Okay.
Oh man, he kind of sits down.
No.
This one's gonna require a little more precision.
Smallness.
Well, I guess that's the right choice then.
I guess gather supplies, and we'll meet back here. You maybe just lay low here.
Yeah.
You want to send me for supplies?
No. I guess we'll...
What?
Okay. Stay here. Make sure that things are secure.
To explain to Hannah,
Why don't you want her to go for supplies?
Shay grew up in a community that doesn't use money.
And doesn't value
I don't know. I don't
possessions.
remember if you were here when I had to play Shay one time, but Shay just reaches into a bag and just thrusts whatever she grabs in terms of coinage into people's hands when they ask for payment. So Shay has overpaid by several hundred times
And
on
then
several occasions.
underpaid Akka.
Yeah.
Until just being like, oh, wait, you want more money? Here.
I never promised you money.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. But then you were just like, here's some money. And it was like,
about why
you've
Shay
had this
wasn't a
much
good
money
candidate."
this whole time, and you've only paid me a gold a
You
day.
literally paid him more than 100 times the amount that you had paid entirely for his service up to that point. That was
It's like, you were sitting on this whole time. Assholes.
So anyways, that's
Well,
probably why
maybe-
you don't want to send Shay shopping.
Okay. So do I know that then?
No.
Oh,
But
okay.
I saw that you as a player looked.
I was very confused.
I'd be like,
I can
keep
go
an eye on
fish.
things. Maybe
I could go get supplies.
you go get supplies.
Yeah.
Great. You can go get supplies.
Any requests?
Something to be able to see in the dark.
Like
Or something that can cast dark vision, because I can cast it.
Like
if you
goggle
Yeah.
magical items that would do such things.
I
Like
was gonna get some rope and some.
That's
some manacles
not,
and some other things like that.
get those things, do that. That's great. You know, whatever else you need, but tack on to the list. Have you? I'm gonna turn to
Yeah, look at
Agree.
talk to the dwarf.
and be like, can you tell him somewhere to find any magical item that would provide the ability to see in the dark?
Yes, I can tell him, but hey, about how much money do you have on you? And he's like, reaches into his pocket. You can see, I've got about 6 copper.
Well,
I go, maybe I should go get supplies? I've got plenty of money and I know what we're looking for.
okay, so then we should just go to both Calicos and then
Field trip.
get
Love it.
supplies. We'll try to be quick. I don't like us staying separated when I feel like everything that we do right now is under scrutiny.
I'm gonna hand Brenna 180 gold and be like, I don't have a lot, but
I got you, Boo Boo.
Well, if we're not going, he's gonna walk over to you, Brenna. He's gonna put 6 copper pieces in your hand.
You got a shopping list, big guy?
I mean, just some rope and some manacles and, honest, I guess, a candle.
Oh my
You
god.
got it.
do you want like a torch?
One candle.
Yeah, no, you know what? That's a good idea. Let's go with a torch. You know what? Let's go with 3 torches. Then we can all carry one.
Smart thinking.
Thank you.
Okay.
All right,
Okay.
let's be quick. Eleanor needs to stay here. Shay will keep things under wraps. Let's just go as fast as we can, okay?
I like look over and I'm just kind of like, okay.
That was the look of one parent to the other being like, don't let them get in trouble. Fantastic. So, Akka, you and Brenna turn and exit back into the alleyways. And because it is 10:10, this is where we're going to end for the evening. So, thank you guys very much for joining us for Adventures in Alberon. This very interesting session that went very differently than I thought it was going to go. There were so many possibilities. I had a chase scene. There was a big fire. Yeah, there was all kinds of things that could happen. But Instead, you just murdered everybody.
Sup, nerd?
Yeah, that's still one of the greatest things. Oh, man. Anyhow, thank you guys for hanging out with us for Adventures in Alberon. This was session 106. We'll be back next week, I believe. Everybody back? Yep. But first, on Thursday at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, session 11 of Mosaic Team 5. Starfinder campaign, very much set in the space western space opera theme. And then we will be back for session 107 next week, Friday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. But until then, Matt, do you want to sign us off? Thank you all.
Find out next week if it's going to be a shopping trip of doom or a wonderful romp through the alleys of Nocturne.
We'll see
Those
you
are the
next
only two options.
That's the only thing that can happen.
Goodbye.
See you later.